right. If you'd be kind enough to accept that you shall be recorded for posterity, included in the Library of Congress.
Oh, I'm not kind at all, but I'll go ahead and accept it anyway.
You're out. Can't be out. All right, welcome back after almost 2.5 months. This is we're back with B Team, and so much going on in the Fire Forest. But we're approaching some critical times, critical elements. So lots going on here. But before we do that, let's do a quick recap. Since it's been 2.5 months, let's talk a little bit about what happened last time. We started last time, and you guys were actually still fighting Struviel and Avarnia, the two ghasts in the bottom of the shrine to Uriel. And you guys were fighting them. They were not quite ghouls. You ended up defeating them. Not quite ghouls. You suspect ghasts, but you never really got to the bottom of what happened in that hole. Something bad, but you weren't too sure. It didn't seem to match a lot of the sort of prototypical sort of ghoul attacks that would have happened, that kind of stuff. One of the things that you found was a man bearing a mace and a holy symbol of which you recognize as Anuriel, sitting against what proved to be a small trap door leading downward. You guys got him out of the way. He looked like he'd been killed by the ghasts, and you guys moved him away, taking his holy symbol and his mace, and moved down into what proved to be a grotto of sorts, dedicated to this Anuriel, this elvish sort of demigod / local hero kind of thing. Got down there, and you found sort of in this grotto not only a statue to this Anuriel, but also a fey creature called a Gaeli, which is a powerful fey warrior that are oftentimes guardians or patrons or knights in the service of greater fey gods. This one was designated as the protector of this grotto, and asked, was like, what is it with you guys? Where do you come from? Where is the priest, which was the guy with the mace, was the priest of Anuriel who had lived here. And you had to tell this Gaeli that we
looted him.
What? Yeah, we didn't kill him. But no, after you explained what happened, because he noticed that you were bearing the tokens that this guy bore. You had his mace, you had the holy symbol that he had carved, and he's like, what have you done? And when you explained what had happened and proved to him that, hey, look, we came down here and found all these like dead people that were systematically being butchered and eaten by these two crazy elvish undead, and they probably killed your priest friend. We were just trying to find out here. He tamed up at that point. He said, basically, here's what I want you to do. I want you to give the priest's body to the river. And if you do that, I'll keep the holy. You put he goes into the river with his holy symbol, but then you can keep the mace, and you go with I won't hurt you in any way. And you were like all too happy to do that. You did that. You also pulled out the bodies of the ghasts, the bodies of the elvish villagers, everything, and had a bonfire and consigned them to the flames. And that was when you guys kind of hunted around, turned up about a couple of 100 yards downriver. You found a boat, and you began making your way towards the village of the Fey village that that the Indomitable told you was where his bindings were. So you had previously talked with the fire creature called Indomitable, or the Indomitable, and he had basically brought you into his service by sort of threat and promise. And he said, look, if you help to release me, it will not only make the Fire Forest a better place to be, because there are things that, he angers easily and is difficult to control, and he doesn't like being trapped here, but he'll also provide you with his, he will bless you guys in some way that would, he didn't define what, but some sort of blessing that the Indomitable would give you. to help him. So you're sort of on that, although you realize that the Lyceum, your eventual goal, is a fair ways down the river to the north. We're in the southern hemisphere, so the rivers flow north here, and so you guys have a ways to go. But you figure, well, if we break our promise to this guy, this fire creature, we probably will have a hard time of it going through the fire forest, since he's a fire guy. You also, as you were like, all right, well, let's go to this Fey village. We'll see what we can do about helping this guy out. On the way, you run into the bearded devil again, Kazik, and he basically says, look, I'm like you. I'm trapped in the fire forest. I am bound to serve the Sargavans. You hate the Sargavans. I hate the Sargavans. Let's work together. And you guys were like, yes, a deal with the devil. Absolutely, we are in. What do you need from us? And basically, he said, look, I have to, he's like, if I can get rid of Indomitable, which you guys want to do, so I'll help you. And if I can get the case with the stuff, I mean, my task is for me to free myself from essentially the bondage of the summoning that was done. I need to acquire the case. And then there was a lot of discussion about how do we meet the letter of the law so that Kazik can obviate his task while still retaining the documents that you want to deliver to the Lyceum and help out the Mwangi, right? And so it came to pass that you guys, and there was a fair amount of discussion, but it came to pass that you guys found a spell, a cantrip called, I believe, Scrivener's something, which I'm looking up right now. But essentially, it allows you, and I think it was you, Andrew, that found this spell, which basically copies documents. Scrivener's chant. Here it is. It's a cantrip. It is a cleric, oracle, sorcerer, wizard cantrip that you do. The problem that you found then is that you need paper, pens, ink. It's not provided by the spell. So essentially, you took the old farmer enchanter's spell book, left his spells, took everything else, and his ink, and his quills, and whatever else had you added, and you guys just barely had enough material to copy all of the military sort of documents out of the case. And your thought was, take a day, copy them, and then give the case and the originals to Kazik. He would take it back to his Sargavan masters. You would still have copies to take to the people at the Lyceum. It's a good answer. However, you need to rest before you can get the cantrip. You didn't have time to rest because as you were going, after you left, you made a deal with Kazik, and he said, "I'll find you." You guys began going upriver, heading again towards the Fey village, where you came around a bend in the river and essentially heard singing, this beautiful but mournful singing. And as you sort of came near, you saw, as your boat came near, you saw that there was a creature, some sort of Fey creature. You weren't able to specifically identify, but sitting on this broken bridge and singing some sort of song. You interrupted her. Well, Lorelei actually went over there and sort of was like, let's talk. And she asked you a bunch of questions. Where are you from? Who are you? You're not. Are you humans from the human town? Are you going to the human town? Which you guys think, which she was referring to, Sequin, which is the city in which the Lyceum exists. The Lyceum is the school. The city is called Sequin. She basically was telling you that she is from the village. That kind of thing. She didn't seem frightened of you at all. She just sort of like flitted around a bit on sort of dragonfly wings and, was very more curious more than anything. About that time, you guys are talking to her, a creature steps up, whom she referred to as, or she told you her name is Tilgen, and she referred to the creature by his name, Vul, and that creature looks like, this. Like an owl creature, face of an owl, but 2 arms, 2 legs, a walking sort of owl. It did have some sort of wings. You had not seen it fly. It came walking up to the edge of the bridge, and it had a conversation with Tilgen while you guys were sort of listening, and it was all in Sylvan. So those of you who don't speak Sylvan, who does speak Sylvan here, by the way?
Poe does.
Poe does. All right. Vondram?
Lorelei does, obviously.
Lorelei? Is that it?
Andre speaks everything but Sylvan.
Okay, everything but Sylvan. Perfect.
I need to check. I cannot remember. Let's see.
I mean, we're on a river. Wouldn't they speak Alcuin? I've got Alcuin.
Well, she doesn't look to you like, neither of them look to you like river creatures.
I'm kidding.
She looks like she's like a small pixie-like fae with dragonfly wings.
I speak Sylvan.
Do you? Okay, so Titus and Dronicus speak Sylvan. Arendar, Wraith, you guys learned Sylvan back in on the mean streets of Gate Pass, right?
Yeah.
That's how you guys the elvish gangs talked with each other in Sylvan, sort of like thieves can't.
Oh yeah, twice.
All right. So basically, Poe, Lorelei, and Titus, you guys understand. Heard this conversation between Vul and Tilgen. The rest, although Tilgen was speaking to you guys in sort of common, Vul does not. Vul is basically like, look, you need to come back with us. That we do not share our business with humans and their ilk. We need to come back, and you need to receive reason. We have, and she's like, no, if we stop, she's like, I know what you want to do. If we stop singing, the creature will be released. We'll all die. And he's like, that is simply mythology. This creature has kept us singing for a year. Our village needs to return back to the way it was. We've done this for a year. And this can't go on like this. We have to stop. And we know no such thing that it will destroy us. We must stop. She goes, no, it will destroy us. You've poisoned the village against everybody, and then soon there won't be enough singers left to keep it in check, and you'll get your way by proxy. And he's like, it's not my way. I'm trying to save the village here. We cannot continue to sing 24 hours a day. It takes away from what we have to do. We have to gather food. We have to, I don't know, what do they do? We have to frolic. We have to, sing songs in the woodland. You don't understand. We have to return to our old ways. And you can see that Tilgen is just like completely against this. And Vul sort of, at the end of the conversation, Vul sort of shakes his head, and then in much louder voice, again in Sylvan, he says, you know what you must do. And it's obvious to you guys that he's not talking to Tilgen, at which point you see a bunch of creatures materialize, a group of them up here, flying, small creatures about the size of, I don't know, a little bigger than a dinner plate, flying. They're about the size of a large cat, but they're winged creatures. And then another group of them over here. Here's what they look like. And they have little bows and stuff. And Vul yells out, you know what you must do, at which point these creatures sort of materialize out of nowhere and begin sort of like flying over to where Tilgen is. And they've got arrows knocked in their bows, and they're flying over to you. And you're pretty sure they mean to kill her. I mean, that's what it looks like. And that's where we stopped.
Maybe those are tickle arrows.
Was that little Lexi I saw peeking around?
If that was a little Lexi, yep.
So this, refresh my memory, this creature that they're singing to, that's keeping it asleep or whatever it is. Well, we're going there to that creature, right?
Well, sort of, yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of like you're getting mixed stories here. Hey, buddy. Good night, bud. So you're basically getting mixed stories. What Kazik told you, well, and what Indomitable. So Indomitable told you that the 40 singers keep me bound to this place. Destroy them or make them stop is the way you interpret it, and I will be released and I can go back to my home plane. Kazik is like, look, the Fae keep this guy trapped. He's like, look, the fire force doesn't really hurt me all that much. I'm a demon. I'm a devil. I'm used to fire. I get along with it. I'm immune to it. That kind of stuff. But I don't like the Fae any more than you do. So I'm ready to, if we can do this. He was like, I've sort of made a deal with, I've sort of made a similar deal with Indomitable as you guys have had. I've talked with him. He wants out. I feel we could team up in this. I can help you. And if you guys get to this, when you guys get to this Fae village, call my name and I will appear. Or, we can do some sort of like Beetlejuice-esque summoning of sorts. And I will come and help you to defeat these Fae so that we can both sort of discharge our responsibilities to Indomitable and get him out of the fire forest. And then we'll talk about the case. And hopefully by then you'll have the copies. I can depart back for, back to my Sargovan masters, my Chilaxian masters, really. And, all's well. You can proceed on and everything will be good. We'll have discharged our responsibility. Tilgen and Vul seem to be talking about the idea of the same thing, but it sounds like this Vul guy has been trying, who may or may not come from the Fae village, but has been trying to convince the singers of the Fae village, who you're interpreting as maybe these guys are keeping this, they're the ones keeping the Indomitable sort of trapped here. He's trying to convince Tilgen to sort of side with him and say, we've got to stop. You know what we have to do. We can't do this. We can't continue to do this. And she's like, no, it'll release the creature. We'll all be killed.
Okay. For some reason, when we stopped last time, I thought we were on her side, not everyone else's. But the way you explain it now, it sounds like we're actually on everyone else's side. Is that?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I mean, she seems a relatively innocent creature. She was certainly nice. And Poe, I think, you would recognize that every creature that you're seeing here is of the Fae. And I don't know, with your background, I don't know that you would be all too hot to start, whacking out brownies and sprites.
I mean, Voul's basically saying that he wants to, if indeed it does release Indomitable, he's willing to take that risk and be done with this whole singing nonsense. The way he's putting it out to her.
Which we were tasked with going to silence the singers anyway.
Now so from your point of view, at least what Indomitable told you is that the singers are what keeps him here. It like locks him to this place. And it's driving him insane, which is why the fire forest is so much more dangerous than usual. And has been so for a while.
Understand that.
So just seeing the math on this combat coming up.
Well, these creatures aren't very big.
Seems that we should be on her side. So
Let's try to do a little diplomacy first before we. Les, are we actually in this boat?
You guys are. Yeah, you guys are in the boat. You sort of are, sort of staying still. You've shipped oars, and you're not moving down. The White River moves pretty sluggishly, so you're sort of staying pretty close to where you are. You had actually, if you recall, had sent Lorelei ahead to speak with Tilgen, and that's kind of what started the conversation. Now Lorelei has come back closer to the boat. You guys, how far? You're not very far away from Tilgen. But when she saw Vul, so she was like sitting right here on the edge of this thing singing with her, feet dangling off over the thing. When she saw Vul come out of the woods over here or just materialize, she flew up. So she's actually hovering here above the water, probably 10, 12 feet above the water, maybe 2 or 3 feet above what would be the surface of this broken bridge. And Vul's like, look, be reasonable. You must join us. This is insane. And she's obviously entrenched in her position that if they stop singing, or if the Fae stop singing, the creature will be released and will destroy them. That they're keeping it locked up.
Poe's going to ask Lorelei to go talk to, is it Tilgen?
Tilgen is this little
Yeah.
sprightly creature. You did everybody sort of did some knowledge checks. You could not identify what specific kind of creature she was.
But it's been
Roland's gonna
2
go-
months, so we can do knowledge checks again.
It's been 2 months. Yeah, probably could.
Is there a way to climb from the water onto the bank, or?
Yeah,
these
the banks are relatively.
these look like they're steep walls.
No, they're not really. It's they angle up
Okay,
relatively
okay,
what's the opposite of steep?
sure.
I don't know.
Okay,
Whatever that is.
non-steep,
Non-steep. Yeah.
unsteep. Okay, it just looked like we were in this, chasm with water at the bottom.
Chasm. Yeah, no, it's not like that. It's actually it's actually quite the pitch is quite shallow.
Okay, all right.
I still can't figure out. I gotta have to Google this now. What is the opposite of steep?
So
Subtle?
Titus is our face man. So do we need to get the boat up there quickly and let him try and call a ceasefire while we talk to everybody then? And then if that doesn't work, then I can use my form of diplomacy to try and talk to people and get them to not fight.
Okay.
What's your form of diplomacy? That sounds a little intimidating.
Okay, I've got two forms of diplomacy.
Murder and more murder.
I've got speaking very mean to people. That's the first way. And then if that doesn't work, then I've got the blade. But I can speak pretty mean to people pretty well.
He is mean. He's just an angry guy.
It's an angry elf.
Angry elf. So the the antonym, according to Google, the antonym of steep is flattish. So we're going with that. It's flattish.
Okay.
I would have never come up with flattish.
I know, that's so stupid. There's got to be a better one.
Flatland.
Flat, yeah, it's flattish. So yeah, no, it's actually quite gentle,
Flattish?
moderate slope. So you could probably pull the boat fairly easily onto the shore. Now there are like little busted out ruins and stuff kind of through here, and trees and whatnot that you can see on the map. So, but it's not. They would not prove to be much of a hurdle. Now, if you were a small fae, the size of a sprite or something, and you did not have wings, jumping over those walls. I mean, but you could just as a human, a medium-sized human or humanoid, you could step over them. They're not that high.
Okay. I would
So
say we put the boat, like beach the boat somewhere about right here and then go out. And yeah, I think it's,
So just to be clear, Tilgen wants them to stop singing because they need to frolic.
no.
Oh,
The
yeah.
opposite.
Oh,
Dylan
okay.
wants them to keep singing
And
Vool
then-
because she's afraid that if you stop, this thing will destroy everything.
and then Vool is,
Vool is saying we can't do this anymore. And then
Vool's a strange owl thing.
yeah, the owl thing. Now we're coming down here and our mission from the fire guy is to go silence all the singers. So we're kind of on the same side, at least going into this, we're on the same side as the owl guy.
I don't remember
But-
why we wanted to help the fire guy. Did we help him to save our skins, or did we? want
Kind
to
of,
help him?
yeah.
A little, yeah, I kind of like he
Okay.
pressed upon you. Well, and so you guys noticed that after you guys left the burnt out elven village, after making the deal with Indomitable, you guys did look at some options. One of the paths, for example, out of the elven village led to the southwest, which would have ultimately over time led out of the fire forest. And as you guys looked down there, you could see big curtains of fire sort of block the way. So yeah, it's sort of like a threat.
He's strong on us into making this deal.
Yeah, but he's also got a carrot at the end of it. Whatever his blessing might be, the blessing of a fire creature, you don't know what that's going to be. But certainly with the generosity of your DM, it's not going to be a ripoff.
Do we know what Vool is?
What's that?
Do we know what Vool is or who he is?
Some owl guy. I don't know.
Some kind
Oh,
of
the
thing.
owl guy, okay.
He hangs out the same group as Tilgen or whatever that is, because
Doesn't exactly look like him.
no.
Well, so Poe, do a quick. Do you have actual knowledge, Faye, Poe, or is this something that you're?
I just have knowledge nature.
Give me a knowledge nature real quick. What'd you get? What did you get? Oh, nice. 24. Okay. So, so you would know, and so to Titus's question, you would know the answer to that. Is say, look, Fae are extremely chaotic. They're also extremely fecund. So what could happen is Poe would say, look, a lot of Fae like to live by themselves, right? They live out in the deep woods. They, they capture strangers. They hold them prisoner. All kinds of stuff. And you could think sort of like naiads and stuff like that. Those kind of Fae. There's a lot of Fae that meet up in these villages. Now, the Fae villages don't necessarily hold just one kind of Fae. There could be all different kinds of Fae that live in a village. Certainly Poe would admit that he doesn't know every single kind of Fae. He's never encountered them. But he does recognize that this owl guy certainly gives off every sort of stink of being some sort of Fae.
Yeah, so I think we need to try to intercept Vool and get Tilgen to come do a powwow with us and try to explain to them that we have more information that might help them clarify exactly where they're at in this situation and what they really want to do.
Yeah, so Titus, that's you. At least you're our
Well, I'm going to send Lorelei to go talk to Tilgen and try to get her to bring her to us.
Okay.
Explain that we might have some information.
These things are looking like they've already, let's just say they've already rolled initiative. So
yeah, they seem to be. So Vool has basically said, you know what you must do, and he said it loudly. So there was a period of a minute or two where Vool and Tilgen are talking, and Vool's like, look, we can't continue to live this way. We have to stop singing. We have to go frolic in the woods and do Fae things. We can't do this anymore. And Tilgen's like, no, if we do that, we'll all be destroyed. It'll mean our deaths. And then they seem both entrenched in their positions, at which point Vool is just like, all right, you know what you have to do. And then all of a sudden these guys, these other Fae, and they're small, they're about the size of a cat, they have wings, they have bows, and they are, two groups of them fly in from either side and are now converging. They're flying towards, they're not paying attention to you guys at all. They're flying towards Tilgen.
Right. So I don't think we got much of, we don't have time for conversations. We've only got time to interpose ourselves and basically demand that they stop.
Well, I mean, if Titus can get to Vool and convince him to call the dogs off, then Vool can stop these guys just like he started them. So if Titus can get him to at least hold it for a little bit where we can talk to him, then maybe we can change things without having.
I can try, but Tilgen seems like she's
not Tilgen. You want to talk to Vool. Vool's
no, I know. But why wouldn't we just let him take out Tilgen? She's standing in the way of our evil scheme. Our deal
because
with
we
the
don't
devil.
We don't necessarily know everything that's going on here, Andrew. I mean, there could be something that we need to know that she knows. I mean, she thinks that we shouldn't free this elemental, or that they shouldn't.
Crazy.
They need to keep singing. Yeah, it's all crazy. And I mean, Les is the DM, so God knows what the fuck's going on.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay.
Doesn't matter what we do.
All right. Well, I guess I can go have a chat with Vool.
So we're gonna try and get the boat and like beach it, like I said, right about here. Just make it. So basically, lurch it forward, put it on the bank so we can get out and talk to. Like I said, we'll start with Titus talking to Owlman.
Okay.
At least if we beach the boat right there, then the rest of us can get out and kind of be a presence in the middle to kind of stop this.
Well, we can't get to Tilgen anyway, except for Lorelei, because she's up in the air, right? If they're going to attack her, we can't stop that anyway.
Well, you're sort of in the middle there a little bit. I mean,
isn't she up in the air though? I thought she was 30 feet up.
Lorelei or Tilgen?
Tilgen.
Tilgen's about 15 feet off of the surface of the water.
I can
But
put
she's only about 2 or 3 feet off the surface of the bridge.
Okay.
The bridge goes, that bridge used to go over. What was that, Jennifer?
If I can put an obscuring mist on her and make her harder to hit with all those arrows while you guys get to Vool. I can kind of shield her a minute.
Could do.
We need to have Titus yell first that we need to stop and try to reason with him. Because we start casting spells and even getting in their way, that might.
If Vool's sending this many things against Tilgen, she's got to be kind of a little bit of a badass in this world, because I mean that's a crap load of firepower for one little fae.
That's a good point.
So you would think she could maybe handle herself, at least for a round or two.
Right.
All right. So what do you guys want to do first? So at some point we're going to have to roll some sort of initiative so that we can determine who goes when and what they say and that kind of stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that you guys have to swing into combat, but do you guys want to do that now? You guys want to just roll initiative and sort of figure out who goes when and what?
Well, now I'm feeling a little uneasy. Les is going to war.
I would just say for right now, those of us who have oars are going to propel the boat forward, straight forward until it hits the I say beach, but you know, the bank there. And then at the same time, Titus is going to be trying to get Owlman's attention and at least temporarily stop this.
Okay.
You want us to roll initiative? Is that what you want?
I'm going to get initiative in play, but you guys would have some time. So Titus, that being the case, you're going to, as they're steering the boat into the bank. What do you say?
To Owlman?
Yeah, I mean, so you're going to talk to Owl guy, Vool is his name.
What do I say? So I've never met or seen this guy before.
No.
Hey there, my name is Titus. Who are you?
This is just more of a, hey, let's chill out, guys. Let's talk this through before we start sending arrows everywhere.
Hey, you have your ways, I have mine.
You were asking what to say. I was just.
I know, I get I'm trying to run interference, but if, I don't know. I thought, maybe we could strike up a friendship.
That'd be great if you can.
So you yell out in Sylvan, I'm assuming. Hi, Vool.
Yes.
My name's Titus. Maybe we can be buddies. That kind of thing.
No, I no, he's got to earn my friendship.
Okay, get it.
I just, hey, my name is Titus. What's going on?
Can we talk to you before you start murdering people?
What's that?
Can we talk to you before you start murdering people?
Fine. What errand are you?
Can we talk? Hold on one second.
And he goes, yeah, give me a minute while I slay this person.
I have to murder my my village mate. But
then I'll be right with you.
Then I'll be with you in a moment. Okay. Let's get to that. All right. So I'm just going to put a quick round thing in here just to make sure we don't lose track of anything. All right. We're still in round 0. So Titus, you yell out, and Vool seems to, I mean, he sort of looks over, and Owls, well, the faces of Owls are kind of hard to read, but he kind of looks at you and he does that thing where, that Owls do. And he's like, who are these? Yeah. I mean, basically the Owl version of who are these fucking guys? He seemed like he would have been unaware, and he says back to you, but he's surprised that, as you guys are sort of beaching the boat, he seems surprised, but he says back to you in Sylvan, he says, Titus of the human lands, my name is Vool, and this is none of your concern. You would do best to turn your boat around and depart down the river from whence you came.
Well, Vool, I respectfully beg to differ. I think it is some of our concern, and I'd like to tell you why and find out what's going on and see if we can come to some mutually agreeable agreement.
I can think of no agreement that you and I may enter into that would be at all mutual or agreeable.
Wow.
Please depart. This is none of your business. This is a Fae matter and will be handled by Fae.
I have a hot peafowl in my suitcase.
Peafowl. Peafowl, you say?
Yes.
But he
Starts
already rolled
bobbing up and down.
So
Andrew
should
already
I?
rolled diplomacy?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, maybe I should roll.
Yeah, try it.
Oh, I like that. Les is like, yeah, go ahead and try it.
Try it. It's never going to work. It could work. 15. All right, that's not bad. So he does pause when especially the peafowl comment. But he does pause and he's like, look, I don't know who you are, but you have to understand, I'm trying to convince my friend here, my friend Tiljan, that she and those like her in our village have embarked on a terrible course of action, one that has it has bifurcated the philosophy of our village. It is a terrible thing, and we must stop it. And she and those like her need to learn that this cannot continue. She doesn't understand, and she is entrenched in her position. I have tried to convince her on many occasions. Perhaps you would bend your mastery of the Sylvan tongue towards convincing Tiljan to see the rightness and the correctness of my position.
If you would give me a pause in your battle, I would love to do that, because I'm inclined, my party is inclined to agree with your position, or at least your desired outcome. But before anyone is...
At which time Tiljan sort of looks over and says, "You're siding with him? You know nothing of what we're doing. You're speaking Sylvan."
But we're not yelling Sylvan.
Well, yeah, but you're talking from 30 feet away. Yeah, I mean, she's the same distance away that Vool is from you.
Yeah.
I say, look, right now that's the position we came with, and that's why we're asking for a ceasefire, so that we can find out what your position is. We'd love to come up with a way to settle and solve this for everyone that's mutually agreeable and profitable for all. Maybe we can be at your service.
Vool has been misled, and I don't know by whom or by what, but if we stop the singing, then the creature will be released and all will be lost.
What creature?
The creature that controls the fire forest, that has made the forest so fiery and destructive. Vool is like, Tiljan, you're being unreasonable. The fire forest, you are a young fae. I am much older and wiser. You must understand the fire forest does this from time to time. It's naturally occurring phenomenon like sunspots. No, we're all gonna die.
Interesting.
Well, should I put some cards talking to my party? Should we lay the cards out on the table and say,
this is where we should say we've got,
just wants to leave?
Yeah, this is something that we should yeah.
Because if we can
talk to
convince
this
her,
fire creature, this is what he's told us. We don't believe him wholeheartedly, but we know we're in the dark on some things. That's why we want to talk to as many people as possible, and
right,
keep all of us from making some kind of dumb, uneducated action.
Oh no!
Yeah, I was wondering about the sense motive as well, Eric, and I was wondering if anyone did sense motive on Indomitable Snowman.
I think you guys did do sense motives on the Indomitable, and got when he was like saying, I mean, my recollection is that he seemed sincere to you, that he was trapped here by some sort of magic, that these singers are keeping him here. He can't escape because of the music, some sort of fey spell, which continues to be rewoven, keeps him here. And that he wants you to destroy, and he said, destroy the 40 singers and I will be released. Stop the song.
Make him stop.
Well, make him stop. Yeah.
So, all right. So I looked at the party and go, do we lay the cards out and say, here's what we know. What do you make of it? We never promised him we'd be secretive about it or not say what he's doing. We're just trying to fend for ourselves.
I'd say be honest, because that's the best chance we have of convincing.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm going to do. So I sidle up between the two of them and I say, look, here's kind of what we're doing. I give them a brief, not too detailed history of where we're from and why we're where we are now and how we ran into the Indomitable Snowman. This is what he told us. And as far as we can tell, he's speaking the truth, but he's also not speaking the whole truth. What say you?
Okay, she's going to do sense motive on you. Okay, now he's going to do a sense motive on you.
Why? Don't I look like an honest
I
chap?
say, if he's telling the truth, it's kind of irrelevant.
Exactly.
I guess that's more
But
of
they're
a,
suspicious.
it probably gives them a, well, if they get too high or too low, then they're
All
convinced.
right, so Titus, you actually, whoops, hold on a second. You actually step out and come up the bank and then step onto the bridge so that you're like in between them, like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going with him if he's going to do that.
All right.
That's me.
Because I figured if we're going to have a parlay, let's,
Yeah, Wraith is covering my butt.
Okay. So Tilgen seems, Vul seems sort of like, you see, Tilgen, these creatures from downriver, they explain to you what is they have spoken with the creature, they have talked with it, and it will not destroy us if it wants to be released, it wants to return the forest to what it was. You see the truth of it now, don't you, Tilgen? Tilgen is like, she's kind of skeptical. She's like, what, you've spoken to the creature? What, tell me, what was it like? What kind of creature, what manner of creature is it that could do such things to our forest?
and I explained to her, he's through the fire plane. He was trapped to the body of, what was it, a beetle or something, fired? I don't remember. It's been what?
It was a big beast. It was a big beetle, yeah, that you guys destroyed.
And that when we released him, he took a gaseous form or something. We have no idea what he looks like, only what he told us.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, just let them know we were sent here to silence, but if you know of a good reason why we shouldn't,
Right.
we're here to listen to that because we don't want to be unwilling or unknowing pawns.
And I turned to Fool and say, I'm uncomfortable being flanked.
Fool's like, of course, I understand, Sir Titus of the humans. And he waves and he's like, countrymen, my countrymen, please. Loosen your knocked arrows. We are speaking here. It is okay. And so they're all like hovering around, kind of thing. But they're not pointing arrows at Tilgen or you guys or anything. They're just sort of flying around out there. They seem to be creatures sort of like Tilgen, roughly the same size. Tilgen's not very big, but they have wings and they have bows and they're sort of like flitting about, sort of like they seem. Poe, give me a quick knowledge nature real quick.
I mean, if they're common, he would pretty much know because they're like Lorelei's a sprite.
They're not sprites. They're not like Lorelei, but you're guessing probably pixies of some sort.
Yeah, that's a common fae, so he should know those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any of them paladins on corgis?
No, not yet. The corgis are back at home. That's potentially the greatest army I ever created. Was the pixie paladins mounted on battle corgis.
Knowledge Arcana help?
Might, yeah. Oh no, you wanted to do a sense motive on this guy, Vul?
Please, yes. It's
Okay.
I'm going to do that right now.
Sense motive. Right. So the Vul steps forward and he's closer to you, Titus, and he's sort of pleading with Tilgen. He's like, Tilgen, look, it is not just me that is saying this. Trust my wisdom, but also trust the words of these that are obviously, I mean, you can see that they tell the truth. They have met the creature. The creature will not harm us. They assure of us it. This has all been folly. It's been a cruel trick played on our village, and we should not do it anymore. And as he speaks, you look at him. And oh no, give me a perception check.
Okay, while he's doing that,
Just
so whenever he said,
that's sense motive.
is he speaking in common or is he doing this in Sylvan?
Sylvan.
Oh, never mind. Then,
Yeah, you don't understand a word.
Well, I can translate.
You could, sure. Yeah, if you want to. All right.
I mean, that's a given.
You're
I'm
telling
saying-
everybody what he says. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean,
I just rolled a 20 for sense motive again. So.
right. Give me a perception check, Poe. Where are you standing? Oh, I see you. Okay,
I'm at
you're
the
sort of
base
over
of the bridge. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, okay, so oh no, you're standing next to the guy, and there's something about this guy, Vool, that you're just, even though he's agreeing with you guys, sort of like rigorously, and he's trying to convince, Tilgen, who seems, still steadfast, although she might be wavering. He's something off about this guy, and you're not sure what. Poe, now that you've gotten closer to this guy, and you do a sense motive, and you definitely not only do you think that this guy is being significantly disingenuous about something, but you're starting to question with the perception check whether this guy is even Fey. As you look at him, you sort of see underneath the feathers in the back of his head. So he had taken down his hood when you guys had approached. He was wearing a hood, sort of a hooded thing, and showed his face and that kind of stuff. But you can see underneath the feathers, it looks like these little black tentacles, kind of like, they kind of like
Ugh.
stick out and sort of smell the air a little bit and then curl back up under the feathers. So, which you, Poe, do not. I mean, you know a lot about Fae. You've met a lot of Fae. None of them have head tentacles.
How about knowledge planes to see if I can see what the heck is going on with this?
Sure. Nah, you're not sure. You never saw anything like that before.
So would it be planes or arcana that might serve best?
Well, you didn't see it, Titus.
Oh,
You're still trying to talk and say, look, this is what you're trying to explain to both Tilgen and Vool. Like, this is what we have experienced over the last couple of days. We talked with Indomitable. We know that he's told us that he's not going to do this. Tilgen, we think that you might be wrong on this, that Vool might be right. It's only Poe. Poe, you're the only one. Oh no, you have your suspicions. This guy just doesn't seem right to you. Poe, you are very concerned.
Okay, I'm going to step up with my spear and say, "Oh no, Titus, stand back from this creature." And I'll say to Vool, "What exactly are you? You're not a Fae."
Do you say that in common or in Sylvan?
In Sylvan.
In Sylvan.
That's what he's spoken, right?
All right. That's what he spoke. Yeah, he's only spoken Sylvan at all. He looks at you very with concern. He's like, I can sense that you have experience with my kind. It's all right. Some Fae, as you well know, exhibit certain characteristics. There is a great deal of diversity and divergency amongst the Fae, which you are, I'm sure, well aware. You understand that. Perhaps I am not like the Fae that you have encountered, and you know that Fae are different in many places. You're not from the Fire Forest. I am from this village, so perhaps I am a version of Fae that you have never seen before.
So those of us who don't speak, all we saw is Poe step up. He's said in common, step away from him, but then he just pointed his spear at him and then started talking to Miss.
Yeah, and then they start talking to Sylvan. Yeah.
Okay.
shouldn't they be all healed up at this point?
Probably. Yeah. Are you not?
Okay.
It looks like their health bars, they're a little low.
Yeah, we were both injured before, and
Well, did you guys do healing after you left the Elven Village? Because if you didn't, it's only been 3 hours since you started moving upstream in the boat.
Cover because we're out of spells and we're wounded and we were gonna go crash, right?
yeah, I think
Somebody-
I was trying to save it because I didn't know what we were going to be up against. And
Some butthole DM keeps throwing encounters at you.
Yeah. Arendar is going to kind of start nudging Titus back a little bit and trying to put himself between Titus and this owl guy.
And you're doing this on the basis of Poe having his spear out and them talking in Sylvan?
No, he said in common, step away from the creature.
Oh, that's right, he did.
And then he lowered his spear to him. So I don't know what they're saying, but Poe was kind of freaked out and he's got a very
Well,
aggressive.
Titus was
stance.
doing a play-by-play, I thought. Are you still translating?
Yeah, I because I'm acting as diplomat, I've been translating back and forth.
Yeah. Poe's
yeah,
going to ask
so-
Tiljan, if she can hear him, he's going to ask Tiljan, how long has Vul been in your town? Because I'm getting a very bad vibe from him.
Vul has been of our village since time immemorial. He was there when I was born. He's older than I am. I disagree with him, but I can vouch for him. He's lived in the village my whole life.
They're
I know it's still him.
tentacle dudes.
What, Jennifer?
Are there shape-shifting tentacle type dudes?
You guys, Tiljan, do you guys have tentacle guys in your village?
No, I'm muttering this to myself, I guess.
Okay. Poe, you don't know of any Fae that have tentacles coming out of their head.
Well, I'm going to say that to Tiljan. Your townmate has tentacles coming out of his head. Do you know that?
When you say that, and you say it in Sylvan?
Actually, I'm going to say it in common to Tiljan.
Okay.
I know she speaks common.
I was going to say, if you speak in Sylvan, then all of you hear Titus go, he says he has testicles coming out of his head. Doesn't translate perfectly. So Tiljan sort of looks at you and goes, what are you talking about? Tentacles? No, we don't have any tentacle creatures. Tentacles are aberrations. They are creatures of the pit. We have nothing to do with that. And you see sort of Vul sort of like reach and touch, very sort of surreptitiously, he sort of reaches and he sort of smooths down the feathers. And he's looking at you and Ono very carefully. And then he turns to Titus and says, Lord Titus of the humans, I find that there is wisdom in your words. Please tell Tiljan what you have seen again, so that you might convince her to see our point of view, and we should stop this weaving of the spell that keeps the creature here. And he steps over here.
Tiljan, I can tell you that he never
I
promised
will forcibly
anything.
move Titus away from him.
What are you gonna just pick him up?
I'm a lot stronger than he is. That's actually the side that's close to is my shield arm. So basically, I'm going to use the shield to scoop him behind it and scoop him behind me.
Poe. He said, "It's Vul turns to you, Poe. Did you give your name or no?" He's like,
No, I haven't said it.
"And you're a dwarf, right?"
Yes. I am.
Okay. So he says, Sir Dwarf, you have made a mistake, I am sure. I am as fey as Tiljan or any of the sprites that flit about awaiting my next command. You have made a mistake.
I think perhaps you're a shapeshifter or something different.
You are in error on that. Tiljan, you shouldn't listen to this dwarf. Dwarves know nothing of the Fae, as you know. They burrow in the ground and seek out gems and gold. That is their whole reason for life. They care not for anything above the surface, the sunlight and the trees, like we do. You know me, Tiljan. You have known me your whole life, and though you be young, everyone at the village knows me as well.
I was raised in the witch market. I know Fae very well. I worship the eldest.
Tiljan looks at
you. You are not right.
Tiljan looks at you and is like, you know of the eldest? The eldest? A dwarf knows of the eldest? Vul says, listen not to this dwarf. He obviously lies. No dwarf has ever worshipped the eldest. No dwarf knows of, what do you call these? The witch markets? It sounds made up, frankly. So Poe, you would know that any Fae where Tiljan looks at Vul is like, what do you mean made up? Even I know about the witch markets. What are you talking about? And any Fae knows about the witch markets. It's the legends of the witch markets and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to attack this guy. I'm not liking any of this.
You busted it?
Yep.
Titus, your diplomacy is swirling down the bowl. What are you gonna do?
Well, my diplomacy is still razor's edge. I sidle over to Tiljan and go, I trust my friends. They say Vul is not who he says he is. We sense that his motives are nefarious and
we perceive that he has testicles.
and that he has testicles on his head. And
That just ain't right.
who is this army he commands? We may be beginning to look to you for the truth.
Who looks around here is like, you are making a terrible mistake, Tilgen. Listen not to these creatures. They are trying to trick you. I don't know why they have come here, and I don't know from where they have come from. At first, they seem to agree with my position, but I can see that they are obviously in error. Tilgen, come with me. Take my hand and let us return to the village. We will discuss these things there. And he sort of passes Irindar and sort of walks away. Now he's walking towards Tilgen.
So attack of opportunity.
Okay.
I'm not going to take it, but I'm putting my shield right in his way.
You're blocking him?
Yes. So that's my attack of opportunity. Isn't an attack, but it's a stick the shield out. No.
So you can see in his hooded cloak has slits in it. You can see his wings sort of extend outward a little bit. These big owl wings. And he's like, I know not who you are, creature, but you have no right to block me. Let me pass and let me approach my countrymen, my kinsmen.
Did Poe miss?
If Tilgen wants to come over, he'll come over.
Oh no, this guy is sort of turned around and he's not facing you anymore. Arindar has sort of stuck his shield in the way of this guy as he started walking towards Tilgen. Titus, you're over by Tilgen. Tilgen sort of, when he started walking over when Vul started walking towards Tilgen, Tilgen sort of like, and sort of like went back up. She was standing on the bridge next to you, but then now is like sort of like buzzing around on her wings sort of near you. What are the rest of you doing?
Do we get to move?
You can.
Oh, well, Poe attacked. Did he miss?
I don't know. Did he roll? I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's up
Yeah,
there.
I roll. Yep.
A 14. 14 is a miss. The creature sidesteps, and you can see one of his wings sort of like pulls away and knocks the shaft of your spear away from you, and or away from him to knock the point. He looks at you. And he says in Sylvan, you have made a grave error, and goes straight up on his wings. And now we will start round one.
Boy,
Is he in the air?
He's going in the air now. So he's going to go
my God.
straight up and he's going to go about 10 feet up, 10, 15 feet up in the air. And then he'll start, he's going to go up and then sort of swoop down owl-like towards Tilgen.
Oh no, that's a attack of opportunity for you, I think, because he's going through 5 foot square. Up.
Yep, he is.
Do I have a chance to hit him?
If you want, yep.
May I please declare stunning fist?
Sure.
Yes, sir. Now,
Stunning fist. You're going to try
Yes,
and
sir.
punch him in the back of his head?
I will
Knock him
punch
out.
him wherever it will stun him.
Okay. Solar plexus. You know that owls are very, they have very damaging solar plexus. Okay, you must declare that you use this beat before you make attack. Forces a foe damaged to make a fortitude save. In addition to dealing damage, defender who fails to save is stunned for 1 round. A flying creature who gets stunned, that's a problem. So, okay. Go ahead and do that. And Arindar, I think you would get probably an attack of opportunity as well.
Okay.
And Poe, I think maybe you would as well, because he is past. So you guys are taking advantage. Sorry, Eric, I apologize. But you guys are taking advantage of that. He's leaving a threatened square and going into another threatened square, which is the 5 foot square that is above you,
Right.
which you can
I know,
still
yeah.
reach. So that's where it is. All right. So Eric, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, good. Here we go. I'll do my crane style strike. I roll a damn it.
Miss. All right. Arindar, do you want to try anything, or you want to bash him with the shield, or
Yeah, does it have?
did you even have a weapon drawn, or just the shield out?
See, I don't know if I would have had a weapon drawn.
Probably not, I would think, because
I had
when
the shield out because I always carry the shield.
yeah, when Poe said he had his spear out, everybody was like, "Huh? That's
Right.
Probably wouldn't have to. You can draw it as part of that.
Try a grapple. Like
You
just
sort of like grab
hard
onto the bottom of them.
and try and keep him from going up.
Sure.
So it's a CMB against his CMD.
Correctamundo.
So let me look up my CMB.
I got to look up his CMD.
Darn it.
Okay.
Can you assist on a grapple? Like, could I use my sticker to like stop him from raising or try
To assist, you would have to use a grapple check to assist him. So I mean, it would sort of like you could say, I'm going to use my spear to try and hold him down or something like that, or help the grapple. But essentially, what you'd have to do is you have to do a grapple check, like to aid another, right? So if you do a grapple check, you get a better than 10. That would give Arendar a +2.
Okay, I think I'm going to do that rather than taking the attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So it will be, yeah, correct. 12.
12. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. You get a you get a +2 on that.
Okay.
23 is not going to be. Did you add +2?
Yeah.
Not enough.
Okay.
He slips past you and goes up into the air. All right, and at which point we fall. You also hear him say some sort of hooting thing. Well, those of you who speak Sylvan would say, negotiations have broken down. These creatures are trying to kill us. Bend to the attack. Use your bows. And the fair folks swoop in. So now we start round 1. Titus, Tilgen is near you, flying maybe at your shoulder. And she's like, Lord Titus of the human folk, this has gone terribly wrong. You must try not to hurt them. These are my village mates. I know these sprites.
If you can get them to not hurt us, we would love to not hurt them. We will try to limit it to Vul because we find that he's a nefarious, greasy asshole.
You have to use Orcish to say asshole. The Fey language. Sylvan doesn't have a word for that.
I do the universal sign of the butthole.
All right, so Tilgen's like, okay, I'll try, and she turns and faces them. So what do you do? She's turning to face the fair folk that are coming your way. What do you do in as part of your turn though?
I am going to smite Vul with heavenly fire.
Whoa, okay.
Range touch. Actually, the macro, I think.
Yep.
All right. So what is that? You cast Heavenly Fire on an enemy with a 17 range touch. All right. So 17 touch hits.
So unless he's good, then he takes 3 points of damage. If he's good, he takes no damage.
Yeah.
Well, this is sort of a half-assed detect evil, isn't it?
Well, hey, fellas gotta eat.
He takes 3 points of damage.
He could be neutral too.
Yeah, he could be neutral. You guys shouldn't kill him. All right, so yeah, so Heavenly Fire hits you.
No effect on neutral. It only works on good or evil.
No, it doesn't work on good. It only works. It works on non-good.
Oh,
And that includes neutral. Heavenly Fire starting at.
Oh nope, only versus evil creatures.
Okay.
So the detail says. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got the macro.
Heavenly Fire. Starting at first level, you can unleash your ray. Blah 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 blah. Target any foe. Against evil creatures, the ray does D4 + 1. This damage is divine and not subject to resistance or immunity. The ray heals good creatures. A good creature cannot benefit from Heavenly Fire more than once per day. Neutral creatures are neither harmed nor healed. I stand by my original assertion.
okay. But I don't know if that's including the bonuses for my level.
Nope. That should have everything.
You can use.
Okay, it does. You're right.
Yeah, it's D4 + 1 for every 2 sorcerer levels you possess. Your 4th level?
Yep. So
Okay.
it's D4 + 2, which is you just rolled a rock. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
He is moving.
he's moving, and he did take the damage. So that tells you something right there.
And I tell everybody, hey, that was a spell that only works on evil critters. So there you go.
Say it in Sylvan loud enough.
I will. Hey, this only works on evil creatures. He is evil.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Oh, the fairy folk are gonna pay attention, take heed. Maybe not. Yeah.
17.
So the Fae, the other Fae, the ones that are flying, the fair folk, are sort of looking around and they're like, did he just say that Vool is evil, that this spell only works on evil creatures? They're not attacking. Not yet, anyway. They seem dubious.
That's a 17.
I know, but they're Fae and
Look at how
they don't know
handsome
who
I
you
am.
are. It's like somebody saying, look, this guy who you know, because they know this guy, right? He's from their village.
I
He
think
has
that's
testicles on the back of his head.
Yeah, but they haven't seen that. They're not
Well, I'm
100%
telling
sure
you.
what testicles are. They're Fae. All right, Titus, you gonna move or anything like that?
I'm going to dance a little bit. Maybe if I can convince him with some. Oh, wait, I'm not
Not a bard anymore.
Phineas. Mm,
Or are you gonna stay there next to Tilgen?
yeah, I think I'm going to try to keep conversation with children.
Okay. Oh no. Now the creature is more the owl creature is more than 10 feet in the air. I'm not sure that you can reach him.
I'm gonna use harsh language.
Okay.
You flying turkey. Take that.
He says back to you as Sylvan, as the gods as my witness. I thought turkeys could fly.
All right. Well, I can't reach him. I don't have a ranged attack. You know, I say, come back down here, coward.
He does not seem to be doing that.
Fine. All right. Well, you are just a.
So
go ahead.
basically, he's gone straight up, and now he's turning. So he looks like he's going to be swooping downward towards Tilgen, which doesn't make a ton of military sense, especially since he sort of activated his cadres of fair folk. But he also told them that maybe they're not going after Tilgen anymore. Maybe they're going after you guys.
Wait, if he's going toward Tilgen, can I run toward Tilgen too? And as he attacks her, can I smack him?
Potentially, yeah.
That's what you know. I'm going to run toward Tilgen, and my goal is to intercept.
Okay. All right. So you're going to run over there and get in front of Tilgen so she's protected.
Yes, please.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you get over there, and you stand in front of her, and you're just like, "Bring it!
Bring it on!" Rawr.
Okay. Anything else? You want to punch Titus or anything like that?
No, but if that owl guy comes near, I will punch him.
Okay. Sounds good. Vondrum. Now you are down on the bank, right, by Lorelei.
I am.
Okay, so what are you doing? You've heard all this. You don't speak Sylvan, but you've heard. You're just almost directly underneath Titus, so you can go under the bridge at this point and walk from place to place.
I'm going to discern that at this point we've chosen sides by watching the actions against Vool, since I couldn't understand anything.
Well, Titus was sort of translating.
Okay, so well, at the end though, when Polarn, I never heard that translation, but that's cool. So Poe went after him, everyone went after him. So I'm going to stage whisper up to Titus. Hey, get Tilgen this way. I'll put her under the bridge. And
she has a mind of her own and wings to take her there. I don't know if I can do that, but I'll try.
To protect her from all of these, and we won't hurt the fair folk. I don't speak Sylvan, so I can't talk to her.
So my point is, I'll try. I can't make her do it.
Oh, I get it.
Okay, but yeah, sure.
And then
Tilgen speaks common.
Tilgen speaks common. Yeah, she was talking to you guys.
Well, and in common, I'm going to say, "Come down here, my pretty, and I will help to protect you." Does she look like she's ready to flee, or like I'm an enemy, or does she look like she has any degree of trust?
Well, she's sort of hovering around next to Titus. Titus kind of like went over to her. She had been standing on the bridge, so she's only maybe 2.5, 3 feet tall, standing. But now, when Vool began moving towards her, and Arendar stuck his shield in front of Vool and stopped him, she lifted off. So now she's sort of hovering. So she's got like these weird dragonfly wings that are like,
Sure.
and she's like hovering next to Titus. Now Ono has just run across underneath Vul and basically took up a position in front of her to sort of like, because Vul, it looks like Vul had lifted off away from Arendar and was now swooping downward after he had said, we are under attack, fair folk, we have been betrayed, you must aid me. The fair folk were first going for Tilgen, but you're not sure if they're going for Tilgen or if they're going for you guys now.
Right. So does she look concerned for her own welfare at all?
Yeah. Well, kind of. I mean, it's like if you were in your neighborhood and everybody was trying to convince you of something, and then your neighbor said, all right, I guess we got to kill you. And then you'd be like sort of standing around going, I'm sorry, what? My neighbors? My neighbors are going to kill me? Because you get the impression she knows these guys. They're from the village.
I get all that. Okay, I guess.
They're the village people.
Yeah, they're the village people.
What I was going to do was cast obscuring mist and help to conceal her under the bridge, so everybody can search for her and attack each other and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But that was my goal. I'm just trying to communicate that to her.
You're trying to convince her. You're saying, hey, Tilgen, come under the bridge with me. I can protect you better under here, and we'll be safer from your village
We'll hide
mates.
you away until we sort this mess out.
Okay.
That's the message.
All right. She. Let me see what she did.
I don't have much of a diplomacy. Do I need to roll a diplomacy for that?
Try, yeah.
I mean, I'm basically just trying to help her.
Or can she work under the auspices of my diplomacy? A friend of mine is, a friend of hers kind of thing.
Well, that's kind of why I
certainly wouldn't hurt. Yeah.
Because I'm at a -2. So that's why I talked to you first, because I was thinking.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. That's what so I would think that a friend of mine is a friend of hers. Does that work, Les?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, essentially you would be aiding, you would I would give you an automatic aid since you've already spoken to her and Tilgen is already sort of friendly to you, Titus. So since the friend of my friend is also my friend, I just wrote that. Then Jennifer, Vondram will get +2 on his diplomacy roll calling to Tilgen because Tilgen knows that you and Titus are friends. And she trusts Titus to at least to a certain extent.
That whether I make it or not, whether it's going to stop me from what I intend to do.
17. All right. So let me just do a quick sense motive check. All right. She believes you. And she yells out in common, all right, I'm coming.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. You're going to have to follow my voice. And I'm going to go ahead and cast this and tell Titus to stay put. Now you'll have 5-foot vision. Oh no. So if Vul decides to dive into this mess, you should see him at the last minute if he decides to go for where she was. With the obscuring mist.
Oh yeah, so obscuring mist. All right, so let's have a look at that.
Obscures all sight, including dark vision beyond 5 feet. A creature 5 feet away has concealment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Attacks have a 20% miss chance. I guess
right.
There's not going to be anything there for him to attack. Creatures further away, like Titus, will have 50% miss chance.
One sec.
Poe could essentially, I don't know. It just depends on how you run it with us. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
All right, so it's a 20-foot radius, 20-foot high on you.
And I was going to take. I can share Lorelei's spot, can't I? Because she's so small.
Sure.
I was going to go here, but I think this, and she was just hovering above you. So.
Yeah, Lorelei's flying. She's up above you. You don't have to worry about her.
Okay.
All right, can you see that blue circle? No, probably
Yes.
not. You can. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure everybody else can see it. All right, so obscuring mist gets in here. And it's going to pass through the thing. So, Vondram, if you're going under the bridge, Tilgen is like coming around and following you. She's like, I'll be there in a second when my turn comes up in the initiative order. And the rest of you guys find yourself surrounded by mist. A misty vapor arises. It's stationary. The vapor obscures all sight, including dark vision beyond 5 feet. So, and 5 feet away, they have concealment. So, Ono, you can see Titus and Tilgen. You see Tilgen speeding off the bridge. She's like flying south. And Arendar, you don't see much. Well, you can sort of, you're on the edge of it. You can sort of see where Polearm is. And if you look up, you can see Vul. Vul, in fact, if you could see Vul, you could see him sort of like moving away from the mist. Like he was swooping down and now he sort of like zips up. Mm-hmm. That was the wrong word, sense of words. He is like turning upward away from the mist. He doesn't have to zip up. He's a bird. All right. So, and Vondram, you're going to go underneath the bridge, right? And just yell out, Tilgen, follow my voice kind of thing?
Right. My goal is just to protect her. I've got my spear out, and once we get underneath the bridge, I'll just set my spear and hang tight.
Okay, perfect. Poe, what is Lorelei doing? Is Lorelei staying with Vondram? Or is Lorelei hovering around to try and, I don't know, do something else?
If she heard that, her whole thing was to try to help Tilgen. So but now she's covered in mist and can't really see well. So she's probably going to just sink down and try to get close to Vondram.
Okay, she's practically on top of Vondram. She can see Vondram pretty easily, and she can stay close to her.
She's going to try to stick with Vondram then. Okay,
and Vondram, you're gonna duck under the edge of the bridge.
I took a 5-foot step when I did this, so I didn't really think it was fair that I did. I'm moving.
Oh yeah, you can't. Yeah, if you took a 5-foot step, then you can't move anymore.
Yeah, once I get Tilgen, we will go that way or maybe another way, depending on what happens.
All right, it's Vul. So it's going to take a move action as he's flying. He was initially flying directly towards the mist, and the mist materialized. And so you get the impression that he's not sure what that is. So very fast, he flies sort of upward and away. As he does so, as he's flying, now he's pointed sort of northerly. Those of you who speak Sylvan hear him yell out, "We are betrayed by humans and the friends of humans. Attack them, kill them all before they can figure out where our village is and destroy us." And then he looks backward. What is he gonna do? Oh shit! Yeah, he's gonna do that. He flies over sort of like towards the mist. So he's about 15 feet in the air. Then he hits the mist, flies upward. So he's upward about 25 feet in the air. He flies out to here because his fly speed is pretty fast. So he flies out to here, and then you see him. Poe and Arendar, give me a perception check because you guys are the only ones who'll be able to see that. Oh, and Wraith too, maybe. Yeah, that's about right for Wraith. Oh, good. So that's excellent. 21. So Arendar or Poe, I'm sorry. Poe, you see him as he's flying away. You hear him yell out, at them. We are betrayed. They're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill us. They mean to destroy our village. And then you see him do a few symbols in the air and he disappears.
Damn. Rats.
Wraith, your turn. You saw the guy flying, you were drawing a bead on him, and then he sort of turned to the north, and then you lost sight of him because of the mist and stuff.
Right. So in stealth, I can move half my movement. Is that correct?
Unless you have fast stealth, yeah.
I don't yet, no.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to move to here and maintain stealth and just keep scanning the skies.
Okay.
Kind of stealthy.
That's a very stealthy.
That is quite stealthy. All right, so you're moving forward to the edge of those bushes there?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, you keep scanning the skies. Well, you could see, the obscuring mist, which now covers the entire bridge practically, is 20 feet high. So yeah, you probably don't see the free folk moving in on you. The fair folk, I mean.
What I'm looking at is north where he was.
North where he was. Okay.
and just the general area to see, is it, to my limited understanding of magic, if he's gone invisible and then attacks, he'll become visible again. So that's sort of what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Is when he shows back up. And no, I don't see any of the fair folk people doing whatever the fair folk people are doing.
Well, they're swooping in. You heard the guy say they're, we're betrayed. They're going to kill us all. They're going to attack our village. These humans have betrayed us. So you know that probably the fair folk are now instigated to start shooting at you.
As a free action, we can yell, right?
Sure.
Vondram would yell out that the man with the wolf feathers is a decoy. It's a lie. It's a lie. The top of his little
Do you
dwarf
speak Sylvan?
eyes. Oh shit! No, common. Do they
Yeah.
speak common? I mean, Tilgen did.
Tilgen does. Not
don't
sure about
know
the
that.
other ones.
Well, and Tilgen's next. So if you yell that out in common, she might be able to relay it in Sylvan if she knows they don't understand what you just said.
But we don't know that they've been sicked on us. Those of us who can't speak Sylvan don't know that he incited them to attack us.
Well, does that go back to when Titus was like dictating for us what was being said?
Depends on how well he's doing that.
Well, I'd be loath to give up Tilgen's position.
Yeah, so you're probably not dictating at this point?
Well,
It's okay if you are.
I mean, we've already called out, I've already called out he's evil and he's a phony and an unctuous bastard. I don't want to give away Vondram and Tilgen's position.
Well, I'm not.
Unless Vondram goes, hey, say something, I'm gonna.
We don't know that there's something to say.
Right.
And I think your diplomacy check was pretty good when you said that evil stuff. So we'll just have to see how they respond.
Yeah, they stopped there for a second, didn't they?
Well, they paused and thought about it. Then he yelled a bunch more crap. None of us understood, except, well, none but a couple of us understood. So,
Except for those couple of people who do something about it. The rest of us don't even know there's something to be done.
yeah.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, none of you see the fair folk like coming in. So you would have heard.
I'm probably on the edge. I can probably see them still. If you think it's
Yeah, you could. And poke can.
as a sphere, yeah, it's probably just barely covering my legs or something like that. Or
Yeah, it's just
on top of me.
Well, it's more of a column. But yeah, you're on the edge of it. So you can see probably this guy and maybe this guy are sort of winging their way towards the bridge. Poe, you can see that entire sort of wing of those creatures, which your guess is that they're pixies, and they're coming in bows drawn, so they've got arrows knocked again. Give me a quick knowledge nature, Poe. No, 9. Okay, never mind. Well, with a 9, you know that pixie arrows sometimes have magical properties. It can be dangerous. They're dangerous.
Yeah, they're not going to do a lot of damage to you, so they got to have something else.
All right, Tilgen says, "I'm going to Titus in Sylvan. I'm going with your friend under the bridge." And whoop, she swoops down and joins Vondram here. And she looks at Vondram and says in common, "I hope you know what you're doing. But I think you must be wrong. I've known Vul my entire life. I don't know how he could be a changeling or anything like that. We would be able to see it."
Consider it just a small move to protect yourself until you know for sure. I know for sure because I trust my friends. But trust us for just a moment and move back under the bridge more. I'm going to shoo her under the bridge.
All right. All right, she scoots under the bridge. Now there's it's not a full, probably, I mean, you probably wouldn't be able to stand. Vondram, you're tall, right?
I'm
You're
like
not
4.5 foot. No,
Oh, 4.5. All right, yeah. So you could roll under there, no problem. She's flying under there. There's probably maybe 5 feet underneath the roof of the bridge. So you could stand up, but it's tight.
I'm going to tell her you're no prisoner. You can escape out the other side if you like, but this is a safe place, and I will stand here and guard you. And I will. I'm going to literally stand right there with my spear.
Okay.
And just watching and listening. Now I have dark vision, but I think that just means that
Dark vision.
5 feet.
It doesn't work in the mist.
Yeah, the obscuring mist obscures dark vision specifically.
But if if something comes within 5 feet, I think you do see from the way I read it.
Oh yeah, it'll be concealed, but you will see it.
So yeah, that's what I tell her, and I make sure she understands she's no prisoner. We're just trying to protect her until we can sort it out. It seems like 10 against 1 is an unfair advantage, milady.
No, that's crazy, isn't it? All right, so that's Tilgen. She's going to do that. So she's going to hang with Vondrum. All right, the fair folk. Here we go. All right, so they move fast. So these guys over here are going to swoop forward to the edge of the bridge. They're not going to fly into the mist. But can anybody see these guys? Probably not. They're gonna form.
Oh no, Rafe can't. Oh.
You can't. So they are going to sprinkle some pixie dust on their arrows and fire them blindly into the mist. So there's essentially 3 targets if you count Vondrum. And so there's going to be 5 arrows, and I'm going to do 1 to 2 is Ono, 3 and 4 is Titus, and 5, 6 is Vondrum. What?
Hey, Les?
Yes.
So the attacking when you can't see rules, you have to be able to choose the correct square before you even get to the stage you're doing.
They're just blindly firing into the mist.
You have to select a square to attack.
Well, they saw you before.
They wouldn't really shoot it. Well, they might shoot at Vondrum if they saw him down there, I guess. Okay.
Okay, they're assuming that. I mean, I guess it would make sense they could shoot the square of where they last saw someone, but
Right. Well, so that reminds me. Would they have seen Vondrum? Probably. They're up in the air. I think they would have. Yeah.
I wasn't hiding.
But I mean, right now they think that their target is right there.
That's kind of what
Well, if Tilgen is still their target, remember, Vool said we are betrayed by the human folk. They want to kill us. They want to wipe out our. He yelled out. They want to kill us, and they want to wipe out our village.
Okay.
So they're looking at you guys. Well, they're not really looking at you. So they're going to fire blind, which means that they're going to get no target penalties on all right. They're going to try and shoot at the last positions before. Now, Ono and Titus, you guys haven't moved. Tilgen has moved. Vondrum, did you move from where you were?
Vondrum took a 5-foot step.
I took that 5-foot step, yeah.
All right, so it's 1 to 3, 4 to 6 then. So Vondrum has effectively put herself. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep Vondrum in there, but any arrow shot at her is automatically going to miss.
Right.
All right, so first shot. Ooh, oh no. All right, so firing an arrow. 11 hit you?
No, sir.
All right, next arrow. 5, that's Vondrum, automatic miss. Third arrow.
That was a D6. You're on D6s, Les.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. These are picking targets.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6.
4, that's Titus. 19 hit you, Titus? Thinking, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
All right, 50-50. I am going to call high. That's high. That's a hit. Titus, you got hit, bud.
Ouch.
Ouch. So let's do this. Okay.
So how big is a pixie arrow? Like 6 inches?
Oh, small. It's nothing. It's D6 -2 for damage, but that's not the
Like
problem with
size-wise.
pixie arrows. The problem with pixie arrows is not the damage.
Yeah, it's the magic.
All right. 3 points of arrow damage as you feel like, ow, something stuck in your arm, and you're like, oh no. All right.
This might make diplomacy a little harder.
This is gonna be all right. I'm gonna pick here. They have 3 different kinds. Okay, that's
I
all
don't know
right.
who you're talking to.
All right. So I need a save. Will slave.
A will
I need a will slave.
Well, that's what
We
he's
all-
going to become.
You are now my will slave.
Wait, for me?
Yes. You got hit by the arrow.
So what?
There's pixie dust on it. The pixie dust hit you.
I snorted it.
Snorted it. That's double damage.
Should
It's
have a
kind of
button
like
in
power
the
slave.
middle
All right, so I need a will save. Ooh, you see Titus's eyes kind of go. So, oh no, you're the only one to see this. You see Titus kind of go, he pulls the arrow out and he's like, I feel funny. And you see him sort of slide sideways and crumple to the ground.
Oh shit. Okay.
And begin snoring.
Yeah,
All right.
well, at least he
Yeah.
gets some rest.
He is asleep for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Unless woken. No, so there are some things that you could do to wake. It's like a sleep spell, essentially. All right. So that was the 4th arrow. 1, 2, 3. 4th arrow. No, that's the 3rd arrow. So the next arrow, also at Titus. But in this case, he's not where he was because he fell to the ground. So that's an automatic miss. And the last arrow, oh no. Oh no. Does 20 confirm that crit?
No, you got a 21.
My
I got
AC is
21.
21.
Oh, no, unconfirmed crit. Well, it still hit. So, all right. So 1 point of damage. And then,
You forgot to do the 50.
oh, I got to do the 50-50. Hold on. You're right. All right, here we go. I'm going to go low this time. Yep, nailed it. 1 point of damage. And I need, oh boy, this could be trouble for you. I need a will save.
Yes, sir. No sweat. I got this. Will save. Where's my will save? Here it is. Got it. 1, 2, 3, and go. Yes.
Wow, look at that. You manage to, the thing hits you and you manage to swat it out of there, so it only leaves a little scratch. The pixie dust is on your hand and you knock it off, but none of it seemed to have gotten into your wound and into your bloodstream. So you're okay. All right, that's, oh wait, what are these fair folk doing? They are going to, they're going to swoop around this way and form a battle line here.
Where did that dang owl guy go?
Not sure. And they are going to fire at Arendar and Wraith. So even up, and 5 arrows each.
They've got to see Wraith first.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm saying Arendar and Poe. Sorry, I didn't mean Wraith. They don't see Wraith.
Do they even really see Arendar? I guess they do.
Yeah, he's sort of in and out. They'll have, he'll have partial concealment, so it'll be a 20% mischance for him. But we'll do the same thing. So 1 through 3, Arendar. 4 through 6, Poarm. First arrow is Arendar. 11.
No.
Second arrow, Arendar. 15.
Nope.
Third arrow, Poe. 27.
Yep.
Okay, that's a hit. No concealment there, so 2 points of damage, and I need a will save, I think.
I'm gonna go put stuff in the oven.
Yeah, will save. 26, no problem. You knock out, you know the dangers of pixie dust, and you knock the small arrow out of your shoulder very quickly to get that out of there.
This is like playing Russian roulette.
It is kind of. The next arrow, Poe again. 15 hit you? I don't think
Yep.
so.
It does.
It does?
Yeah, it does.
Ooh, let's look at that arrow. I need another DC 15 will save.
Oh, wait a minute. I did the damage. Did you roll damage?
Not yet. Sorry. Here's the damage. 21 will save. That's okay. 2 points of damage. And the final arrow, 3. That's Arendar. 23 hit you?
Nope.
Dang, dude. What you're doing is you got your shield up and you're just like batting them
yeah.
away.
Yeah, that one actually hit, like, the edge of the shield almost hit me.
Yep.
Staying close.
All right. All right. So that is the fair folks work. Welcome, Donald.
Yeah.
Glad you could join us.
Man, I just wore a
but,
flannel. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 in plaid tonight. A little frightening.
That is the way to be. We're practically a gang of Canadians.
Is your name, Don, is your name actually Donald? Is
Donald Dean Muni II.
Donald Dean?
Yep,
Wow. James.
Nice. I didn't know that. I didn't know your middle name was Dean.
named after my dad.
The first.
I tell him I'm new and improved.
The deluxe version. All right, that's it for the fair folk. Arendar, you are up. You got like 4 pixie arrows in that shield,
Yeah.
all dripping with pixie dust.
So I don't see my brother, but I do see Poe. I'm gonna yell, Poe, get inside the mist. I'm gonna come down to here, disappear in the mist, and then circle back slowly around this way until I get to someone.
All
I've
right.
been to something.
So you don't
Yeah.
see Tiljan. Tiljan's not there. She's underneath. She's actually underneath the bridge. So you can go if you want to go another way.
Then I would be right there until I basically see Titus's body on the floor.
Well, you can't until yeah. I was going to say you can't until you actually see Titus on the floor. You have to be within 5 feet. But yeah, you would see.
Yeah, I'd get to right there and then
Yeah, you may actually kick him accidentally, and you're like, "Hey, Titus, what are you doing? Now's not the time to take a nap." And you can see a pixie dust arrow stuck in him.
So that's my thing, is just coming in and taking more time just to be misleading about where I'm going inside this mist.
Okay, you do stumble across him.
So I'd probably kneel down close to him and try and find out, what caused it.
Well,
I'm not Poe, but
give me a quick medicine check or a health check.
So a heal check.
Heal check. Yeah, sorry.
19.
Yeah, you see he's got an arrow in him, one of those little arrows that those guys were shooting at you just a minute ago, and it's like stuck in his arm. And there's pixie dust around the wound.
Okay. I'm at least going to take that out, and like I said, I'm not Poe, but yeah, pretty much. But I know that has something on it that caused him problems, so I'm thinking maybe if I get it out, it'll help better. Or
it's generally, as wounds go, it's fairly minor. But you can see that all around the edge of the puncture is this sort of dust that that was on the arrows that were shot at you.
Yeah. And I'm going to call medic.
All right, medic. Poe, it's your turn.
Since I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I'm gonna move randomly into the mist. Stop.
Okay, stop there, and you can see the dim outline of who you suspect is Arendar. He's kneeling down, though. You almost stumbled over him.
I go a little bit more.
All right, now you can see the rest of them. Titus on the ground, Arendar kneeling next to him, and Ono next to both of them, standing there with, sort of in combat position, looking around.
Okay, I'm gonna burst for 8 points.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, 8 points. Anybody who's damaged there, get up to 8 points back. And I think that's it for you, Polar.
Yeah, free action. I'm going to tell Arendar that Titus is sleeping. Just wake him up. Or I guess I probably need to do a perception for that, maybe.
Yeah, or knowledge nature. Yeah, to know what that pixie dust means.
Okay, let me. Yeah. Perception 28.
Yeah, you see you can see the dust. You look down at Titus's body, and you can a wound, and you can see the dust on there, and you're like, and you could hear him breathing, snoring, and you're like, this looks like magical sleep, which that pixies do.
Okay, so free action, I'm going to tell Arendar to wake him up. He's just sleeping.
Okay. All right, we go into round 2. Titus is still sleeping, snoring away. Oh no, what do you do?
Yes, sir.
So Titus, I've put you on delay. If and when they wake you up, sorry, Eric, I didn't mean to interrupt. If and when they wake you up, Andrew, you will rejoin the initiative roll at that point.
All right, I'm gonna run and get some water.
All right, sounds good. Eric, what do you do?
Do I see the owl guy?
No, you do not.
I
You don't see much of anything.
Okay, I stand and I extend my arms dramatically and I call out, "We are your friends. The owl guy is a demon. Don't shoot. Stop shooting, please."
All right, give me. Well, I'm not sure if you would.
I don't want to hurt you.
I'm not sure if you'd use bluff or diplomacy at this point. Probably diplomacy. You're not lying, technically.
Right.
Well, technically you are lying, but never mind.
Well, actually, I don't want to. I don't want to hurt the flying little fairies.
Little fey dudes.
Yes.
And Tiljan has asked, please don't hurt my friends. These are the people of my village.
I really don't want to hurt you. We are not your foes. We are friends. And the owl guy has tentacles out of his back. Really.
Testicles, man. The Sylvan to common translation leaves a lot to be desired.
All right. So
all right, give me a diplomacy check.
Sure. Where's my boy?
19. All right, let me do a sense motive on their part. Hold on a second.
I look as sincere as I can.
Well, pixies are not easy to convince.
Damn it.
But they can be. Oh, they are. So sense motive is not necessarily a contested check against diplomacy. So
I think that's a good thing that they had a high sense of motive because they understand he's telling the truth.
potentially.
Then again, they're pixies, so fuck all, right?
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they're not exactly balls of fire in the brains department. So, you hear a voice, a weird voice in common, saying, "Humans are known to lie. Vul is our friend and our philosophical mentor. We don't believe you."
I tried. All right. Well then, will you kindly all fly down here close so I can punch you?
No, we refuse to do that as well.
Tell them to look closely at the back of his neck.
Okay, look close. Look close. I implore you, please look closely at the back of Vul's neck. The evidence is there. He's a demon. He has been deceiving you.
Okay, you don't hear any response from them.
Yeah.
And you can't see them either, so you're not sure. You're not sure what they're thinking, but they didn't respond this time.
Okay. Do I have time to run over to Titus?
Well, he's right next to you. I mean, so yeah, all you got to do is really kneel down.
Titus, wake up, wake up.
You grab him and you shake him real hard.
Yeah, wake up.
All right. It takes a second. It takes a couple of seconds, but Titus, you see, as you're shaking him, you see his eyes sort of like flutter, and he's like, what happened to me?
Uncle Henry.
Oh no, what are you doing? He seems a little discombobulated.
Actually, you gotta stand up and talk to these fair folk and convince them to stop shooting at us.
Dude, I was having the best dream.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
Pixie dreams. All right. Is that it for you, Ono?
Done.
All right. Titus, you are now awake, although a little woozy. Your arm is still you still like feel this weird sort of pernicious drowsiness emanating from the wound into your body. So you still feel kind of drowsy and weird and not altogether compos mentis, but you are awake. Now you are sitting down and you can see that not only is Ono, who has you by the lapels and is shaking you, but behind you is kneeling Arendar, and Poe is standing next to you as well. You don't see anybody else.
Auntie M, Uncle Henry, I was in the strangest place, and you were there, and you were there, And so were you.
So he says something, says, hey, I thought I was tucked.
Titus has gone fey.
I'm not supposed to, I'm not, so do I have my senses or not?
You do. You're just a little woozy.
Okay, so, oh no, what's going on? What do I need to know? What do I need to do?
We are under attack by fairies, fair folk, and I'm trying to get them to not shoot at us and to take a look at the take a closer look at the back of the neck of that Vool guy.
Okay, understood. Let me try to be diplomatic without trying to giving away my position.
They hone in on the voices.
Ventriloquism would have been really useful.
Yep. Jennifer, I have to give you credit. Obscuring Mist was a great spell choice.
Yeah, nice.
Definitely jacked up everyone's plans to some degree. I think Chuck is cornered in the background with nothing to do though.
He's got line of sight on these guys.
Can I say something and then cast a spell?
Sure.
Okay. So the saying something might involve a diplomacy check, but
Okay.
I'm going to say that, please, you don't have to believe us, although you will in the end. Please check Vool's neck. You'll see that we speak the truth.
That is the second time you've mentioned his neck. What have you seen?
We saw testicles coming out of the back of his neck.
I'm tweeting that, by the way.
We're all age 9.
Oh, Don's just first hit for him.
Unless you remember one of Tom Trout's best
Just check, ruffle
verses.
his feathers.
They
You'll
ruined a
see.
perfect prick when they put ears on you.
All right, saw testicles coming out of the back of his neck.
Do you need a diplomacy check for that?
Yeah, give me one.
Okay.
Sorry, I gotta get this. I gotta capture this for
Understood. for
posterity.
Posterior.
Boy, that's Sylvan. It's just a hard language to translate. Ooh, 25. All right, so let me try something here. Let me try. Okay. Tell us what you have seen. Stand, and then you hear, so you could hear them saying, "Stand down, boys. Tell us what you have seen. What are these testicles that you speak of? Why would they be on his neck? What have you seen?"
Exactly. Why would they be on his neck? Check under his feathers on his neck, the back of his neck. What else I've seen is that I cast a spell that would basically show me who is evil. And this spell showed that he is an evil being. We believe he may be a devil or a demon or something from another plane or world. Please just check.
Dark Fae? You mean he's a Dark Fae?
We're not sure what he is, other than he has testicles on the back.
We're going for the record on using the word testicles as many times as possible in a 3-hour game. All right, so they seem to be at the very least curious. Vondram, did you say you wanted to cast a spell?
No.
No,
I'm sorry, Titus. I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna say that I think, even though words may not be discernible, I think you can hear from tone whether somebody's speaking in the affirmative or that they're denying. I would like
so these guys have been speaking to you in common, so everybody can hear this.
I get that, but
Okay.
what I want to use is a ghost sound where people are murmuring like, "Oh, I think he's telling the truth." I know they can't get the words, but it'll be an affirmative sound to it.
Okay, so sort of a group of people in the background going, "Oh yeah, well, he seems
Yeah.
I 100% agree." So, all right, cool. So you're doing ghost sound with affirmative but unintelligible agreement noises.
Right.
I like it. All right. So you hear. So the rest of you standing on the bridge, and Vondram and Tilgen too. You hear Titus yell out, check his testicles on his neck. He's gonna, he's an evil fae or something. And then you hear what sounds like a bunch of people up there with Titus. And Vondram, you're especially confused. You're like, where'd all those freaking people come from? But you can hear murmuring of people like, Titus is right. I think he's right. And sounds like there's a dozen people up there sort of harumphing. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy. All right. Excellent work, Titus. Vondram, it's your turn. You hear all this. Tilgen is flying around looking at you under the bridge and basically like, all right, what's next?
So I'm not going to take an action, but as a free action, I'm just going to reserve to the end of the round if I even need it.
You're going to reserve?
But as a free action, I'm going to tell her, if you choose to try and pitch in to persuade your countrymen, go to the other side of the underside of the bridge and share your thoughts, but come back here when you're done. Throw them off a bit.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. I'll try. Wraith, you're up.
I'm gonna stay where I am and not move so I can maintain my stealth.
Okay.
Is it possible, since I haven't moved and really maintaining is all I'm doing, to do a trigger action?
Sure. What's your trigger action?
So I'm scanning the sky. If Owlboy shows up anywhere within 100 feet of me, I'm gonna loose 2 arrows at him.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. And that's it for you? Because you're reserving an action. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's it for me.
All right, so Tilgen listens to Vondram and then goes flying under the bridge and pops out over here. And she says, "Friends, wait. These humans and dwarves, they I think they're right. I think there is something wrong with Vool. They seem to have they seem to know more about this than meets the eye. Please hold your fire. Please." She does that. These guys don't fire, either into the mist or out. Would they have heard Titus? They would heard you.
All right, I'm an ASMR. They got to stop calling me human and going, hey, he's kind of like us.
Well, their pixies aren't very bright, so I mean, and they haven't gotten that close to you. Tilgen flies out and she says they may know something, and the fair folk are like, "But what a Vool! We know him." You can hear them talking back and forth in common, and broken and Sylvan too, back and forth, and they're basically saying, "But what a Vool! I mean, we've known him our whole lives." He's like, "We know that he speaks the truth." And she's like, "Maybe it's not Vool. Maybe what they say is true, that he has testicles on the back of his head, and that's not the Vool I grew up with." And they're like, "Well, that does seem weird, truly." None of them fire, but they seem unconvinced. You can hear this conversation going on. Those of you who speak Sylvan get both parts of it. And basically, Tilgen's trying to convince these guys that there is something to what you say. And they're sort of on these guys seem to be, the guys on the left line seem to be more and more convinced. The guys on the right side are on the fence, but they may be breaking. That what they are doing is firing.
I mean, they weren't convinced by my crowd noises.
I'm assuming the crowd noises are still going on, so it could be that they are going to be convinced.
Ah, okay.
All right, Arendar, you are up. Suddenly, it sounds like there's a crowd on this bridge.
Yeah.
Not sure what that's about.
I think with the conversation going back and forth, I'm going to do a whole lot of nothing right now.
Gonna delay or just skip?
I'll delay in case something happens. But
okay. All right, pull.
I guess I'm gonna walk out. to there. Tilgen, is she's flying? Is that right?
She's flying, yeah.
And
I mean, not very high. She's not like she's 30 feet in the air. These guys are mostly flying fairly close to the ground, probably 5 or 6 feet up at most.
Okay, I'll hold my spear out in a non-aggressive position and say, fair folk, please stop this battle so we can talk. We need to find this creature and figure out what's actually going on here. I can roll a diplomacy.
Give me a diplomacy, yeah.
Didn't put that in my, must have decided I didn't need diplomacy. I'll have to roll it manually.
$13. They're certainly more convinced by what Tilgen is saying than by what you're saying. Although they're looking kind of funny at you because you do exhibit certain fey characteristics, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're sort of looking at you like, what is this guy? And they're now that they're getting a closer look, they are more intrigued, but they don't attack, but they're sort of looking at you like, I don't know what to think anymore. All right, round 3. Oh no.
All right. Can I try again to convince these Fae to not shoot us?
Could try, yeah. You're gonna like echo what Titus is saying?
Yes, please don't shoot. At least stand down and take a look at Vul first, please. We don't want to fight. We just want to liberate the fire forest and preserve the safety of your home. Please look at Zul. He does not have your best interest in mind.
All right, give me a diplomacy check.
Yes, sir. I will do my best. And boom.
Okay. All right. They fire arrows immediately at the sound of your voice. No, I'm kidding. You're trying to you're not sure. I mean, you can't see him, so you're not sure how these are hitting, but you do kind of. I mean, you put it out there as like, look, he's not your friend. What Titus says is true. This is all correct. You do anything else? You try and walk out of the mist, or
let me walk to here.
Okay.
Do I see that dang owl guy?
No, you do not.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. You do see a bunch of little pixies with bows and arrows sort of semi-pointed at Poe and Tilgen as you step out. And then several of them, as you step out, a couple of those bows sort of point at you now, but they're not fully drawn. They're not in firing position. They're sort of like arrows knocked.
All right. I call out to owl guy, bagak.
Okay. And try and tease him in. Vul, you bastard! I will kill you. All right. So that's Ono. Titus, what do? You just lost sight of Ono. You don't know where he went, but you can hear him making chicken sounds up into the air.
Bagak.
It's probably some sort of ruse.
I can't see anything in the sphere, right?
Mm-hmm. As long as you're in the blue sphere, you can't see anything except for 5 feet away. So you can see Arendar, but Ono moved away from you, and now you can't see him.
Since Arendar has been conscious and I haven't, I'm going to first ask him, what's the plan? Do I need to move into position anywhere? Oh. And of course, Arendar is visiting with his spirit family.
Is he? Where is he? Oh, he took off. I don't know. I mean, Wraith, what do you think? Does he need to, speaking for your brother, what do you think he needs to do?
At this point, until Owl Guy shows back up, if he shows back up, the only thing to try to do is well, and at this point, you've convinced them not to attack. So I don't know that there's any additional thing needed. You can do the same thing everybody else has and try to do the whole trust thing and walk out and put your hands up, but
Right, I could cast a
I would-
detect invisibility.
if you could do that, I don't know what the range on it is. Or like I said, you could move to the edge to sort of show good intent and just stay close so that if things go badly, you can dive back into Vondi's spell.
Okay, actually, I have a scroll of see invisibility.
See invisibility. You can see any objects or beings that are invisible within the range of your vision.
Which is 60 feet dark vision.
Yeah, but I mean, it's broad daylight. You could probably
Yeah.
see a mile in the right conditions.
So yeah,
Oh, got it. Okay.
It's not
All right,
dark,
so
But you
I think
can't see
Wraith-
now.
What's that?
You can't see now, not in the obscuring mist. But if
All
you were to
right.
step
Well,
out, you could do that.
I'm gonna go with Wraith / Arendar's advice and move to the fringe of the circle.
Okay. Step out next to, oh no, hey, there he is.
And I'm going to have my scroll at the ready.
Okay. You could read it. I mean, you've just taken one action so far, a move action.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna
You
read
can
the
actually do
scroll.
it before you leave. That way they won't see you doing it.
That's
Oh,
true.
got it. Can I do that retroactive?
Sure.
Okay, so I've read the scroll and now I'm stepping out into the light.
Okay, you step out into the light, and the first thing so you see a couple of things. The first thing you see is Polearm and Ono, who are standing here, and they're essentially, all of them are sort of talking at this line of pixies over here. These pixies have formed sort of, whoops, I'm on the wrong thing. Hold on a second. This line of pixies over here has formed sort of a battle line, and they have their arrows knocked, but they're not drawn backwards. Tilgen is over here trying to convince them, and she goes back and forth between Sylvan and Common, where she's saying, look, these guys, I think they may be right. You know, they've got something to say. They haven't steered us wrong yet. And they're like, that's crazy. We know Vul. You know, he's of our village. We know him. And you see this sort of back and forth going on. You turn to the left and look upward. And at first you're just like, what in the heck is that? And then you realize it's the owl guy. He has made a big sort of swoop, and he's literally, you know how owls are just sort of like heads down kind of going? He is moving super fast at Tilgen.
Do I have time to scream and warn her to get back into the?
Well, you can tell he's invisible.
Right.
You can see him because of the spell, but he's on full mode. I mean, he's going to slam into her next round.
I get it, but so she wouldn't even have time to react. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is he's going to hit her before she's going to have time to react.
Okay, I'm just gonna. I have no. I'm going to have to point and go. There is Vul. He's invisible and he's swooping now at Tilgen.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see what she's gonna do.
Okay, as soon as I hear that, I'm coming off. I'm coming off of my delay.
When you hear Titus yell this,
Yeah.
okay. All right. What do you do?
So it would probably take a full move action to get to right here, just because I'm going slow through the mist.
Okay.
But then scan around real quick. As soon as I see her, then I'm moving as much as I could share a square with her and tell her, get down, he's coming for you.
All right. So you basically run over to Tilgen and
Put
say,
my shield up above her and say, get down, he's coming for you.
Okay.
I can't see him either, so I don't know what I'm
So
blocking.
you're basically, so she's small. So you're basically just taking your shield and sort of covering her with it and just like looking around.
Yeah, I'm moving up right next to her. So the shield isn't that far away from me, but I move right up next to her and then put the shield up and over her. And looking around, because I can't see what's coming. All I know is, I'm sure he talked about what he was doing and that he can see the invisible creature now, so.
Yeah, Titus said he's headed into your way. She rolled a 1, which means she's frozen in place. She's like, what's going on? She's confused, doesn't know what the hell's going on. So she was not going to move. Arendar, you rush over there, cover her with your shield, and say, I will protect you. Vondrum, you are still reserved action. You do know that Tilgen went out the other side. You could hear this going on. You hear Titus's voice, like, there he is. I can see him. He's coming this way. He's gonna grab you, Tilgen. And you hear like footsteps on the bridge. Oh, I just did something to my computer. Hold on a second. Well, yeah, booted feet.
You heard me.
Oh, okay. So I only move 20 feet. I'm sorry, 25 feet. Is it possible to move, grab, and pull back? Can you do that? Is that considered?
Well, you can't. You're still in the obscuring. Now you cast the obscuring mist. Are you penalized? Is the caster immune to it?
Oh shit!
No.
If I move, it goes with me, and now they're obscured.
It does.
That's what I do.
Okay, so you basically go under the bridge, moving towards the voice, towards Arendar's voice, or towards Titus' voice.
Towards.
It's kind of one and the same, isn't it? From your point of view, it's almost the same.
Well, I knew where in all fairness, I was kind of hand on head because I told Tilgen to go to the other edge of the bridge and yell out, and she went 10 feet beyond that. So I kind of know where she's at. I mean, so I would be heading towards her since I heard that Ghoul's on his way in, swooping in on her. I don't think I would pay attention to Titus or.
Okay. All right. So you just run under the bridge, and all of you guys find yourself back in the mist. And I'm sure that at least one person like Arendar is like, son of a, where did the friggin' mist come from? But you guys are all again obscured by the mist. Oh no, you and Titus can see each other. Arendar, you and Tilgen can see each other. Poe, you can't see anybody except for.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to tell Tilgen, would you please get back under the bridge till we sort this out?
You got to yell that. You don't, because you don't necessarily know where Tilgen is.
Well, okay.
You know that she ran under the bridge, so you're assuming that she's somewhere to the north of you.
Okay, now I will yell that. If you are not under the bridge, would you please get back under the bridge until we can sort this out?
You hear a sort of a squeaking noise. All right, is that it for you, Vondrum?
Yeah. That's
Boy, caused enough mayhem. All right. Shit, what's Vool gonna do? Now, Titus, you can't see Vool again. You're just your vision is obscured again, so you don't know where he is.
Oy vey.
Lands here in front of the fair folk, turns and faces them, and you can hear across on the other side of the river. You can hear, "Fair folk, my village, the people of my village, look at my neck. Do you see any testicles? There are none. They are liars. They are humans. We all know that humans are liars. We must save Tilgen from them. They mean to destroy her. We must save her and bring her back to the village where we can talk some sense. Aid me now."
Is he showing them the back? We don't know. We don't know what part of this.
Well, he says you hear something like Claude. Actually, everybody give me a perception check.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So Wraith will get to you in a second. Poe and Arendar, you guys are sort of like doing other things, so you're not really paying attention. Vondrum, you're talking to Tilgen. You don't hear anything. Oh no, you hear this guy across the way, and you know he's on the other side of the bridge, and you can hear him saying, "Look at my neck. These humans are liars. You see nothing. I have no tentacles. They're trying to divide you. They are liars. We know that humans are all liars. You should never don't trust a word they say. Help me rescue our friend." Wraith, come up because you see outside of, you see the mist sort of move forward to the north, and you're not sure what that's all about, but it opens up your space of vision to the west. You have rolled a 15, and you see Vul an owl, moving fast over the river. You can see him he's moving around to do another loop. He's looping around sort of behind you. So it looks like he's going to basically kind of make a big sort of like looping turn and come back over, maybe directly back over where your position is, but probably he's going to come back near you further east.
Okay, so he's visible now because of all that squawking.
He's visible. Yeah, he's visible now.
So as soon as he became visible, I was going to fire.
Okay.
So I'm going to do rapid shot.
Okay. Ooh, 9 is a miss.
12 is a miss.
12 is a miss. Those arrows go flying backwards. You hear Vul. Vul notices the arrows, and it dodges out of the way quite easily. He's quite dexterous as he flies about. And you hear him say, see, the humans are firing at me. Quickly, kill them. Create the environment in which they cannot attack us so that we may escape. They're humans. They're trying to attack us. As he continues to the south. Tilgen is underneath the shield in the mist, but all of you can hear Vul to the south. She stays under the shield. She's not going to do anything. All right, hold on. I gotta do the fair folk here. Hold on a second. Uh-oh. They're convinced. They are convinced Vul is right. You guys have been lying to them. But they don't see anybody. Well, except for these guys.
How would he hide his testicles?
Well, maybe he knows what he's doing.
Then he wouldn't have shown them in the first place.
Think about it this way. He lives among them. Whatever he is, he lives among them and has for a long time. So either he is a creature who is impersonating a Fey villager and doing a great job of it, or he is a Fey villager who has been changed or altered in some way. Here's the thing. Well, you wouldn't know this about pixies because Poe didn't tell you, so never mind then. All right, the fair folk, they have no targets, but you can see them bend the thing. Poe and Arendar, these guys sling their bows, flop. Well, no, they can't see you. Shit. All right, so hold on. I gotta check and see if these guys can see Arendar now that he's fired.
You mean Wraith?
Wraith, sorry. Perception is +9. So what was your original stealth?
27.
27. All right, let's
And
check.
basically the direction that this guy's at, it could have easily appeared that they came out of the mist.
No, I'm talking about these guys here. Can they see you? At the edge of the bushes firing.
Okay.
That's what and 25 and 26 is pretty good. You are unstealth. I mean, I'm giving you sort of partial credit because you just sort of shot to the right, but they will see you. So you and Poe are the only guys that they see. So they're going to fire. They're going to fire their weapons. These guys are not because they can't see anybody. They're just drawing and they're just trying to look, but they're going to actually, you know what? They're going to move forward. And sort of, no, they're not going to split up, but they're going to move forward and kind of come around this way. All right, so the fair folk are going to fire. So 1 through 3, Poe. 4. Actually, you know what? Poe being so close, I'm going to go. No, I'll go 1 through 3. 1 through 3, Poe. 4 through 6, Wraith. All right, first arrow, Poe. 20.
It's a hit.
That's a hit. All right, so 3 points of damage, and I'm gonna need a will save. Made it, just barely. Second arrow. 2, also at Poe. 11 is a miss, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Third arrow. Wraith. 11.
No.
Fourth arrow. Wraith. 23.
That would hit. Do I get any cover for being in the shrub?
I'll give you 20%. Let's do a roll of 20%. So if it's up to 20, then it's a miss. But anything over 20 is a hit. 43. So that's a hit. So you will take 0 points of damage. It's just a scratch, but I do need a will save. Ooh, a 4. Wraith, you fall asleep.
Actually, use it, dude.
What?
Hang on.
What are you using?
It's 5, but plus you get an extra +2, so do it with a +7.
Yeah. So we'll save again with a +7. It'll be +7 to what's shown on the die.
All right, but if you fail, does your brother fall asleep?
Yes,
I got
but
stunned.
he gets stunned, but I didn't fail.
Stunned. So you're stunned.
No,
All right.
no, I rolled a 26.
Oh,
I
if you
succeeded
fail.
on the
Oh.
save,
You did.
No.
All right.
No, you rolled a 19. Well, actually, what's your will save?
it would be +7. My will save is only +1.
Mine is 7, so it's only 6 higher than this.
Okay, so 25.
25 is more than enough. So you made it. All right. So how many was that? There's one more arrow, I believe, at Poe. 19 hit you? Yeah, I believe so.
Yep.
2 points. Ooh, 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 ooh. And I need a will save.
I already rolled one.
What was it?
25.
25. All right. All right. You managed to get that off of you, but you do take 2 points of damage. All right. So that is the fair folk who are now re-instigated to cause problems. Poe, you are up.
All right, I'm gonna try diplomacy again. I'm a sucker for punishment. Let's see here. Ah,
22. All right. What do you say to him?
I say,
How come we haven't attacked you if we're that evil?
for the love of God, I'm gonna throw my spear down. We're not attacking you. This
Wow.
owl creature thing is tainted. There's something wrong with it. Please listen to us.
The one in the middle says, this one's obviously Fey. He may have something to do it. He carries iron. He knows our ways. Maybe what he says is true. And the others are like, that can't possibly be. We know Fool. What about Fool? And he's like, well, I don't know. This doesn't seem right. Something is crazy here. They seem to have busted down and broke down and are talking again.
Okay,
All right.
I'm gonna send Lorelei up too, because she hasn't really done anything, but I'm
Okay.
gonna send her up to whisper in their ears and say the same thing I did.
So she's going to fly over there. Give me another diplomacy check at +2. Okay. One of them is like recognizes Lorelei. Lorelai's a sprite, right?
She is a sprite, yes.
One of them yells out, he's got a sprite for a slave. They've definitely misinterpreted Lorelei.
She'll be very indignant at that. I am not a slave.
I am not a slave. I am a sprite. All right, round 4. Oh no. Surrounded
That's
by
right,
mist.
right.
Titus is at your side.
Right. Is Titus awake?
Oh,
Yeah.
So-
Aerodar woke him up. Or no, you woke him up.
That's right. Okay. So all right. Where's the owl guy? I see
You
him
don't know.
there. All right.
No, you can't.
I can't see him because I'm in the mist.
Yep.
All right. Can I?
Oh no's in the mist. Wasn't that a
Right.
movie? Academy Awards,
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff.
Meryl Streep.
All right, I'm gonna exclaim Meryl Streep and run toward the edge of the mist. Can I mean, am I able to even see the edge
Well, no, but you have a general idea of where it is. I mean, you can see light around it, so I mean, you could get out of it if you want.
Can I run to here? Right there, and I'm gonna say,
Sure.
fair folk, really, come on. We're here to help you. I mean, I really do not want to fight you. I'm your friend. You know, and I stand, I stand hands down, palms open, peaceful, and I say, please stand down. The owl guy, Vool, he's fooling you. You can tell by his tone, he's anxious. He protests too much. Please go to him and demand to see his
You gotta say
neck.
it. I thought you were going to say his testicles. Demand to see his testicles. They will tell you everything you need to know. All right. So, Ono, roll me a diplomacy check.
Sure. All right, sure. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh,
19. All right. So you hear the one in the middle go, enough of this foolishness. We will do detect good. Stay where you are, humans. We will do detect good on you, and we will determine whether or not there is truth in what you say.
great.
Titus, you hear this from your right. You see where Ono is, and it looks like he's outside of the obscuring mist. But you can't see much beyond that. You know Ono's back there though, or right there next to you, and you've heard him talking about talking to the pixies. Hey, Doug.
Hey guys,
Howdy.
Hey,
What's up, Dougie?
what's going on? Hey, Mike, I sent you a question.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's what's
Oh.
all this about the testicles?
What's all this about the testicles is right on Zoom.
Oh, yep, I see it now.
Titus Andronicus, what do you do?
I guess I am going to have to step out of the circle, and what do I see?
You see Ono standing in front of you with his hands in the air, his palms up, and he's beseeching, yeah, exactly, with fright in his eyes. No, he's sort of beseeching these pixies to listen to us. We're not here to harm you, that kind of stuff. You hear a pixie say, this is bullshit. We're going to do detect good on him, and we're going to stop him. We're going to figure this out once and for all. Lorelei and Poe are sort of doing the same thing. Poe's spear is actually on the ground, or stuck in the ground, or laying on the ground.
Laying on the ground.
Laying on the ground, and Lorelei is sort of flittering around over by these pixies, and they're all sort of looking at each other and talking amongst themselves like, this is bullshit. Something's going on here. I don't know what, but it's crazy. But it seems like that maybe between Poe and Ono that they have convinced these pixies not to fire again. The problem is, I don't think you can see Vool from where you are, because the column of obscuring mist goes up 20 feet.
Well, isn't he flying?
Yeah, but he's not flying that high. He's sort of flying maybe even with the column. The problem is you're right next to it. So your vision is obscured.
Ah.
Are you looking in that direction? Or are you looking at the pixies, the line of pixies in front of you?
My guess is when I'd step out, that'd be the first thing I'd see. But I also think I'd be inclined to scan the horizon because I know
it's there.
that boy is somewhere.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, it's always something with you. You always want something from me.
I do. More
right.
than something.
Uh-oh.
I want it all.
Perception. 23.
23. All right. The first thing when you look around, you're starting to scan the horizon with your sea invisibility. The first thing you see is Wraith standing in a bush. Looks like he's just fired a couple of arrows off to the left. So, of course, your eyes go up there, and as you see off in the distance, you see Vool flying out and around over the river. He's coming back in a big sort of parabolic arc, which probably will end up looking something like this. Oh, that's the worst possible color I could have chosen.
Looks like a map.
Kind of like this is the sort of direction he's flying in. Can you see that arrow?
And he is invisible.
No, he's not invisible now. Wraith just shot an arrow at him.
Okay, well, I don't know if we can blink on and off or how that works, so.
Could be.
Okay, so I guess I let everyone know his position and his flight plan.
I mean, you see him, he's like banking around on those owl wings.
And I convey that to the rest of the group, and I say to the fair folk, look at me, I'm pretty fair myself. And I think you should do a good check, a good check, because I'm a good guy, and you'll see that, and you'll see that Wool is not a good guy.
Okay, that's all right. So give me a diplomacy check.
I thought I already had a long time. I have to keep doing it.
You gotta keep doing it. Not every time, but when you try to convince them of something.
All right. Jeez. 20.
20. All right. Smooth talking. All right. They do seem to, you see them nodding. It's like, yeah, let's do detect good. That will work. We will be able to tell if they are good. And we will if we cast it on Vool would never stand for such a thing. Well, we have to cast it on him now because there's this contention. Now we will settle it once and for all with these humans and Vool. That way there'll be no questions. Arendar, you don't see much. You know your brother just took 10 minutes. Just had an incident of some sort.
Yeah.
But you were still shielding Tilgen from what you think is Vool headed your way. Now you do hear Titus yelling out, Vool is down to the south. He's looping around for another attack. And you're like, well, that can't be good.
And I heard my brother's bow go.
Potentially. There's a lot of activity.
Yeah. I'm going to delay and tell Tijuana here.
Tijuana? Somebody's
Tilgen.
actually named Tijuana?
You mean Tilgen?
Or Tilgen. Tell Tilgen to go ahead and get back onto the bridge.
Excuse me. Sorry.
So I'm gonna say, go that way. You should be safe. Fondrum's somewhere under there. And then I'm gonna delay until she does that. And then if so, I'm gonna head back up on the bridge. And kind of call out.
Jennifer, is that a green screen behind you and
Make sure
against the
it's okay.
wall there?
No, it's actually a green wall.
I know, a green wall.
Okay, cool. She agrees and she will do so, says Tilgen to you. Vondrum, your turn.
Man, you could have movies or something on that.
Fondrum is just gonna get her back and then hold his position because everybody outside has gotten in where they want to be in the mist. I'm not gonna go out and attack or anything. I'm just gonna hang out where I'm at. So I'll be waiting for Tilgen. And then
Okay.
Find me.
All right, sounds good. So Vool is going to loop around just like we thought he was going to do. And he's going to come around here and wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, he is down here. And Wraith, you're tracking him, but you see, boop, he goes invisible again. Now, Titus, you can see him just fine. And he is looping around again, sort of, he's making a wider curve than you thought. He'll probably end up coming in from over here somewhere. But yeah, he's cast invisibility on himself again. He's coming in the other way. And Titus,
I relay as much.
you can see him easily. Oh, well, you can't see him now, but let me go ahead and bring him back so that you can see him. Everybody else, you have to pretend that you cannot see him.
Well, I'm telling him, so they might as well.
We don't have to pinpoint him, but we'll know about where he's at if he keeps following us.
He's just crossing over the river, and now he's coming on your side of the river. And he's actually flying like more easterly, but he's curving around towards you, towards where you guys are sitting. So that's what Vool does. Wraith, you were targeting him, and he disappeared.
I'm gonna move to here in stealth.
Okay. You can stealth to Vool.
No,
But-
I only move 15.
Well, but I think you were. Well, I guess.
And I'm in the bushes or in the
That's true.
trees.
That's true.
He's in the bushes.
He's in the bushes.
What are you doing in the bushes?
All right, you can
Stealthing.
stealth. Sneaking. Okay, is that all you're gonna do?
Yeah.
All right. Tilgen runs out from under your shield, Arendar, and goes back under the bridge until she reaches Vondrum and says, "Hello, dwarf. I'm back.
Finally.
I heard what you said. Do you think we will be safe on here? I don't know what to even think anymore. Vul couldn't possibly be some demon from the pit. That would we would know it."
My friends are both clever and persuasive. We will wait here until they are done communicating with it. Hang tight.
I trust you. I think this will work. Vondrum, it's your turn.
Actually, I'm gonna jump in.
Okay, you're gonna jump in here right before Vondrum.
Time's on delay.
Okay.
Now that she's gone, I'm gonna get back up on the bridge.
You can't go that way. So the bridge, the foot of the bridge is here. You would have to climb up on the bridge from over here.
Okay, I'll go around until I can climb up and over and get on the bridge.
Okay.
I want
And
to stay
you,
as close to
and you
the mist.
and you plunge into the mist.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I get to about here, then in twin speak, I'm going to call out and say, "Are you all right?" So no one else knows what I'm saying.
I wonder what that amounts to. It's just like blah, 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 blah. All right.
No one knows.
We've heard, but everybody's heard you guys speak in twin speak before, so they probably have an idea of what it is. They just would never understand what it means.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Arendar, do you respond?
Arendar is the one that asked the question.
Wraith, you respond?
No, I'm stealthed.
Okay.
Stop talking to me.
Is that it, Arendar?
Yep.
Vondrum, now you're up. What do you,
Vonder's not doing anything. He's just taking care of Tilgen and hanging tight and letting everybody. I have no spells. Everybody else has got this under control. I'm good.
all right.
My only job is her. If I can keep her here.
These guys are gonna go over here and fly in behind. Oh, it's too far. They're gonna fly in behind their buddies. That's going to be the entirety of the thing. They've got their bows still knocked, but they do not shoot. But they're taking up positions so that they can shoot. This guy steps forward, looks at Lorelei, and says, "How can you stand to be slave to these creatures?" And then says, "Don't move, dwarf. I'm going to cast Detect Good on you. Stand still." And he raises his hand, and you see his eyes close. Are you good aligned, Poe?
No, I'm neutral as they are.
I don't know if pixies are neutral. They're
Pixies are
neutral.
chaotic.
They're neutral good.
Really?
No, I'm pure neutral.
Ugh. He pulls his hand back. They are not good. They've been lying to us again. I knew it.
I'm good. Hello. Good over here. Hello.
So they've these other guys are going to be like, "Wait a second," and they step forward here, and they
It's like an arc, right? Like a 6-degree arc.
could be. Hold on a second. Let's see. Detect evil. Cone rate 60-foot cone.
So they would see all kinds of good in that cone.
Did cast Detect Good or Detect Evil?
It has the same range.
Yeah, it's the same
but
thing.
I mean, but
It just has they cast Detect Good. All right, so he's gonna do this. Detect Good cone. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay. Who all's in it? All right, so he will at first, as the cone emanates, he will scream out, "This creature is not good. I knew it!" And then it hits Ono and Titus. Titus, what's your alignment?
Chaotic good.
Chaotic good. Arendar?
Chaotic good.
Chaotic good. Detects and that's it. He says at first he's like, "You're not good. I knew you were liars." And then the cone, the emanation goes out and he goes, "But you consort with many good creatures. I can see that now." He leans over and says, "Most of them are good. I don't know what to think."
Ah, fuck them anyway.
These guys are sort of like now, this one guy next to him sort of swoops around and says to Poe and says, "Poe, or creature, human, dwarf, whatever you are, if you are not good, what gives you cause to have a slave of the Fae? Who do you think you are?
You'll
And I
laugh
assume-
heartily at that and say Lorelei is certainly not a slave. Talk to her if you wish.
And she yells
She
out,
was-
I'm not a
she was-
slave. You're an idiot.
She was granted to me by one of the elders as an aid and a friend.
Well, so this guy, when you speak of the elders, granted as an aid and a friend, it recognizes that language, and he's like, the elders. Well, no one could speak of such a thing if it wasn't true. Certainly, we could see the truth of this. And it's they don't fire, but they seem doing detect good on you guys and determining that most of you are good. And the one that's not good, although initially provocatory, basically is like, well, but he's also got a Fae for a friend, which he says is granted by the elders, and no one could speak of such a thing if it wasn't true. Polearm, what do you do as they're talking?
He attacks.
Picks up his spear and jams it into the guy right in his face.
Kill
Now
as
that-
many as I can.
Now that they're all in fireball range.
But he does it in a good way.
He does it in a good way.
No, I'm still I'm gonna not do anything. I'm still trying to convince them that they need to stop and consider what's going on and find this owl creature. And
Okay. You're still trying to convince them that, Vul is not what he seems. And, you need to listen to what we're talking about. Okay. Round 5. Ono outside of the dark. You think that this may have worked. They seem to be standing down. These other guys in the back who were initially quite aggravated, they're just holding their things. This guy here, and I'm going to mark him so you guys know who he is, seems to be something of a leader with the purple circle on him. He seems to be something of a leader, and he's and he's the one who cast the detect good cone, and everybody is sort of like, this guy was the one who was super torqued about Lorelei being a slave, and then when Poe addressed him directly in Sylvan and said, I received, she's a friend of mine from the elders, and she confirms it. He seems chastened. So what do you do?
Do I see Boole?
You do not.
It's not until later that monks learn how to fly. All right. I would love to engage in air combat with this guy.
Yeah, I don't know what monk class you got, but they can't fly.
Way of the crane.
Yeah, they can't fly.
I can fly later. I'll just carry Eric around. Or Ono around.
That would be perfect. It would be like you flying around and then you just drop Ono on places that need punched.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. If the fair folk have stood down,
They're not attacking. They still have their bows in their hands, but they're not attacking.
all right. I will say, Vul is not what he seems. I respect you. I would never harm the fair folk, and I encourage you to take a close inspection of your supposed allies. That's it.
Okay. You gonna move or punch Poe or anything like that?
I'm gonna move, closer to Tilgen again, and just.
Well, so they're under the bridge.
Oh,
They're under the bridge. I should mark
under the
them.
bridge.
Yeah,
All right.
they're not
Well,
on
you
the
know
bridge.
what? I'm gonna just move to here, making lots of peaceful. I tried to look peaceful.
Okay, sort of like peaceful gestures, hands out kind of thing, and say, we mean you no harm, fair folk.
No
And
harm.
give him a little fist bump, maybe.
Sure.
Okay. Titus, what do you do?
I scan the skies for Vool. What do I see?
Well, you see Vool. So Vool is looking your way, and he's basically looking at what's going on over in this area right here. You don't know that he's looking directly at you, but he's certainly looking at you. It's hard to tell with those owl eyes. But you do see something. He was banking and beginning. He was going to like overrun your position, I guess. But you can see him sort of like looking around, and you can see he truncates that and begins flying basically in a straight line, more or less a straight line this way.
Which way left? I missed it.
That way.
Ah,
Can you see that arrow?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he looks like he's stopped his banking maneuver and just like sort of carried on flying out the other way. He's flying out that way.
Hmm.
Ask if that's the way back to the village.
What's that?
Ask if that's the way back to the village.
Okay. Fair folk, which way to the village?
The village is upriver from here. On Lake Sela.
Well, it looks like Vool is heading east. What is in that direction?
Nothing but more fire forest.
Hmm.
He could be just circling around.
Right.
It wouldn't be hard to do that.
I'm gonna hold. So how far can I move and then pause for it to cast a spell based on Vool?
You mean like you mean like ready in action? You can
Right.
move. You can move. You can take a move action. So whatever your speed is.
Okay, so I'm about 30. I'll pull up Wraith and just say, if he swoops by, I'm going to cast Glitter Dust. Stay out of the way.
Gonna say, you might not see Wraith.
You might not see Race because you went back into stealth. Give me a perception check.
Oh. Well, he's my buddy. He'd go, hey, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stealth here. Go back under the bridge.
Right.
Pretty sure if I didn't answer my brother, I'm not going to answer you either. But he sees me
28.
anyway.
He sees you anyway. So you see him sort of hunker down in a bush and he's looking back at you like, the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, what is he doing in the bush?
Well, and then I turn away from him and no one in particular going, I'm going to cast Glitter Dust. If he swoops this way, stay out of the way.
All right. Okay. So that's your ready to action. You're going to say if he swoops this way, I'm going to cast Glitter Dust on him.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. It is his turn. So he's going to go according to what I originally said. He is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so he is curving a little bit. Instead of going straight east, he's actually sort of making the curve wider. So he is turning towards the north, but he's moving more east than north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So he's about there now. You can see him. He's still invisible. You can tell he's invisible, but now he's sort of banking a lot more and making a much wider bank as he sort of flies over these ruins.
Got it. And I think he is out of my. Oh, no, he is within range.
What's the range of Glitter Dust?
100 feet plus 10 foot per level, so 140.
140 feet. Hold on a second. Yeah, he will. Let me double check his position. Hold on a second. What the flip?
I mean, it's just a big cloud, so even
Well, it's weird. He's way over there now. I don't know why. All right. Yeah, no, he's in range if you want to do it.
Yep.
All right. So Glitter Dust, it's a spell I loathe as a DM because it's been used successfully against invisible creatures of mine so many times.
I have it pulled
10
up.
foot, 10 foot rad. All right, hold on a sec. Gives you a 10-foot radius. Put it where you will. I'm
Well,
assuming
I
you
want
want
to
to
put it where he is, don't I?
dead center on top of him.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, sounds good. But I always wonder what kind of sound a glitter dust bomb makes when it goes off. I've always assumed it's sort of like a
Silent but deadly.
I would say Studio 54 in its heyday.
a cloud of golden particles covers anybody, causing creatures to become blind and outlining invisible, which cannot be seen. Each round of the entrance will negates the blinding only, and no spell resistance. So I have to make a will save. What's the will save on that?
29.
Damn it.
29.
Beast. Gloria Gaynor is singing loud.
I will survive.
That's pretty good. Luck.
I've been practicing. I miss my calling.
Well, your will save and see if it's close.
I'm not sure.
Ooh, it's gonna be close. So it is
You need to figure out.
glitter dust is a 2nd level spell. He is a 4th level mage. What's your intelligence bonus? Wait, you're a sorcerer, so it's a charisma bonus. What's your charisma bone?
My charisma bone is pretty good, +5.
+5, and it's a 2nd level spell, so 17. Does he have any other bones?
What other bonuses would affect that?
Does he get one for his level too?
No.
So it's DC 17?
Yep, so he barely got it.
All right, he barely got it. So he is not blinded, but now you could easily see in the sky the outline of what looks to be an enormous owl wearing a cloak and flying very fast. You also hear him yell out, "Crap! Damn sorcerers!"
Do his testicles glitter in the sunlight?
His testicles are glittering in the sunlight. No, he still looks like an owl. And everybody sort of like looks over like, what? All right, so Wraith, what are you doing?
Now that he's lit up,
Yep.
it's a +2 to hit him, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so I'm going to.
No, he's just you can see him. There's no
I thought glitter dust gave pluses to hit.
I'm looking at it. I don't see any.
That was fairy fire or something like that.
Yeah, it's fairy fire.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, so now Titus is sort of in front of me.
You could shoot past him.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically I was crouching down, so I'm gonna stand up and fire 2 arrows at this thing.
Okay.
18
18
and 17.
18 is a hit. 17 is a miss.
Wow.
I
So
wonder what his AC is.
I'm
11
not telling.
11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. So the first arrow, the second arrow, he dives out of the way, but the first arrow does hit him. And you can hear him, he's already obviously pissed off. How many points? 11 points?
11 points.
11 points of damage.
That was a tough arrow.
What's that?
That was a tough arrow.
That was a tough arrow.
Yeah,
He
the
is
sneak attack damage sucked, but okay.
so he is glitter dusted. So I'm gonna put that on there and get rid of this.
Oh wait, the other thing, he didn't know I was there because I was stealth, which means he's flat-footed. If that makes a difference for AC, he loses his dex, so the 17 might hit.
Flat-footed, yeah, is a hit.
So add
Nice.
another 8 points of damage to that.
Damn you, Wraith.
So 19 points.
All
Nice.
right, so both arrows hit, and everybody can sort of see him, and you can hear him screaming owlish curses in Sylvan as he continues to fly north. Immediately, you see this guy sort of fly over. Well, no, he'll do it on his turn. He's going to do it on his turn. All right, Wraith, that's you. Tilgen's just going to hang out with you, Vondram. She's just fluttering next to you until you get the all clear. Are you going to do? Did you say you wanted to wait until Tilgen did something? Were you in reserve?
No,
Okay.
I'm just there to protect her and keep her here by me.
Okay. She actually, you're a fairly stout dwarf, yeah?
I am.
Okay, so she's going to actually land on you and sort of hold on to your shoulder.
She is welcome to do so.
She's like, "Ooh, my wings are getting very tired." Arendar.
So inside here, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what would I know has gone on?
Anything you could hear.
Would
So
I
you could
know that-
hear.
Would I
you
know
hear-
that Glitterdusk has been cast or that
No,
is now visible? No one said anything.
no one said anything.
Okay, if that's the case,
You heard twang owl.
You do hear. Well, you probably hear some sort of screeching in the distance to the east, to the southeast.
so is a 15 enough to
You don't
make out
speak.
to make out that was my brother's bow and not these little bitty tiny things?
Well, you're not sure. However, you do know that your brother is fully capable of aggravating people to the point that they start screeching in midair.
Yeah, usually if I hear someone curse for no reason, I'm pretty sure my brother's responsible.
So he's somehow involved. He's like the Kramer of archers.
Okay.
You hear this loud, owlish screeching in the distance, and you're like, classic Wraith.
Since I can't really say that I would know what's going on, probably would have peeked out, looked around, saw what was going on.
You can see, so flying above these ruins, about 25 feet in the air, is, well, you can't really see the owl itself. What you see is a glittering outline of an invisible owl that's flying across the thing, and you can just barely make out a couple of arrows stuck in them.
Right. Well, I know what this is because I've seen Titus do this before.
Okay.
So I think my second action would be to get out my bow.
You got a bow? Okay, you're getting out a bow. All right, cool. Vondram.
Yeah, he sucks with
Oh,
it,
you
but
just
he
went
has
already.
one.
Yeah. It's not really my department.
Okay. All right. The commander yells out, "There's Vul! Detect evil on him!" And he points at this guy here. So this guy sort of flies up to here, sort of halfway, about maybe 15 feet in the air. He's got his bow slung on his back, and you see him like, and he's doing a spell. Vol is moving due north. And you hear him look back. He looks back at the Fairfolk commander and says, "He looks okay. No evil." And that's what they do. Now there's a lot of confused looks among the pixies. Poe, what do you do?
When we kill him, I get the cloak.
Yes.
I'm gonna run. So if I run one movement, that's twice regular move, right? So 60.
If you do a run, yeah, you can do that. But you can't do anything else. You won't be able to do movements worth a run and then do something else.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't split up runs or sprints with anything else. A run will get you 3 times movement, but you do nothing else.
So
Or
90.
4 times if you're in
If
light
you have
armor.
light armor, which I think you do. You don't wear metal armor, do you?
He's a
No,
dwarf.
I
I don't
don't.
think he ever gets a run. I don't know if dwarves ever get better than a run.
They never
What?
get the runs? Wow.
I have
That heavy
have,
dwarven gravy.
Yeah.
I
Not
have
a fiber. Not a
base lance-
fiber.
land speed increased by 10 because of my travel domain.
Okay.
So that was 90 feet to there.
All right. So you are running.
Yes.
Okay. You got your spear. I'm assuming you picked up your spear too, right?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm taking off. Good night.
All right.
Thanks for letting me join in.
See you, Doug.
Have
Thanks
fun.
for jumping in,
See
man.
you.
Yeah, we've never seen a dwarf run so fast. We're all kind of in shock.
What do they say? Natural sprinters, very dangerous over short distances.
I'm just hearing the Benny Hill theme in my head.
All right, Gordon. So so what do you do? So he's like 25 feet in the air. So he's flying above you, or he will fly above you next round.
Yeah, that's all I can do is that was basically my run move, so I'm done.
All right. Round 6. So I'm gonna sort of like, instead of going through everything, I'm just gonna poll everybody. So what this guy is going to do is essentially disengage. He's going to fly directly north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's going to probably get, well, hold on. He flies 80 when it's a straight line. So let me do this. So he's going to fly both. He's trying to get out of here. So he's going to fly. So he will essentially fly off the map this turn, as he just sort of like hunkers down, gets those owl wings out, and bolts. He's flying north. Does anybody got anything that they are going to do or try to do to him this round as he flies north? Because essentially at the end of this, at the end of his turn, he will have departed the map, and we'll drop out of initiative. So I'm going to give anybody who can do something, here's your opportunity to do something.
Doesn't really matter. We can't do that much damage to him in one round, so. Well,
Can't.
unless Wraith decides to shoot and crit on both arrows, then that might do it.
That might do it.
Yeah, the thing that I can do, it would be at negative, is because of the range.
Mhm.
Because 110 is the first range increment.
Okay.
The second range increment is like 120 to 300 something.
Up to 220, yeah.
Yeah, up to 220. So that would be a -1.
Mhm.
But so that would be, I can still shoot him up to 220. Actually, I can shoot him further than that. It just is another
Both
range.
like 5
increment.
increments. You can
Right.
shoot from like
Yeah, the longbow.
500 feet away.
Yeah, the longbow has ridiculous range. You just go through range increment stuff. So it depends on how far away he can get. And he's basically on the same initiative I am, because I held my initiative until he became visible, which was his initiative.
Yep.
So
I think he'll just get this round, because what he'll do is he'll swoop down and sort of get out of eyesight. Titus and Ono will be able to hit him where he is now.
Really?
Oh,
Well, I
well, in
mean,
that case,
Ono, I don't know what you can do. Do you have a ranged weapon?
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, other than running over there and trying to punch a guy 25 feet in the air, I don't know that's going to work.
I want to cast sleep.
Sleep. What's the range on that?
140.
140. All right. Let's have a look at that.
Always a chance he can roll a 1 on his will save.
It's possible. Let me see though, because he might not. It might be a little different. Hold on a second. Okay. So yes, theoretically you can do that. Casting sleep.
Practically
All right, so I get a will save, correct?
16.
16 will save. All right, this says magical slumber to come upon 4 hit dice of creatures. Wait a second. It only affects 4 hit dice of creatures.
Yeah, so
He has more than 4 hit dice,
Oh.
so it would not affect him. But
Then
I'll.
never mind.
But well, I mean, if you have another option, I'll let you do that.
Magic missile wouldn't do any good.
Oh yeah,
So-
it would.
it would hit him.
It would hit him.
Oh, okay,
Unfailingly.
Spell, it's not gonna drop him.
right.
Right, but I still get to shoot.
Mhm.
Not to suggest that I'm going to hit, but if we're trying to put it into a position where we might be able to drop him, any damage helps.
Okay, I'll cast magic missile.
All right, you get 2 missiles.
Yeah.
Roll them.
So
Okay.
2d4 plus 2.
Dang, max. Is that max? No. Almost max.
One of them is, yeah.
One
Yeah.
shy. All right, those slam into him as he goes zipping across the field. Oh no, there's nothing you can do, right?
Not really.
All right, Wraith. You want to go ahead and take those shots?
Yeah, now the only question that I have is he got hit with 2 arrows, but that doesn't necessarily mean he knows where I am. So was he able to break my 24 stealth?
He did. Yeah, your attack broke the stealth because you stood up and that kind of stuff. But he doesn't, to your eyes, he does not seem to care. He is running away.
Okay, so 2 shots.
Okay.
22
is a hit.
and 12 is a miss. So
And 12 is a miss.
10 points of damage.
10 more points of damage. All right. Passing in front, Tiljan and Vondram. Tiljan's not going to do anything. Vondram, you going to do anything? Vondram, is she there?
Nope, no, I'm not doing anything.
Okay. Arendar. 14's a miss. And Poe.
So that's where he is there.
Yeah. Well, no, he's all the way at the end. What were you planning on doing? Just trying to throw the spear at him?
No, I can cast spells, but I have a 35-foot range with anything that matters. So
I'll allow it. Go ahead and allow the spell as before he takes off. I'll give you the chance. What kind of spell are you
10,
casting?
20, 30. That's one move. What am I gonna do? Oh, let's try DC 16 save. Is that hard?
Depends. Will save?
Yeah.
He's got a pretty good will save. Let me double check here, but yeah, that's a beast. It's plus 12 he's got on his will. So we'll go ahead and roll it here. Here we go. Yeah, he did not roll bad. What was the spell?
Called Shadow Trap.
Shadow Trap. I'd never heard of that one. I'll have to check that out. What does that do? Just in a general sense. It
Basically
creates
stops him from moving. It
really
stops him from moving.
That would have been bad had he blown that, but he made his will save, dodged around it, and disappears off the board to the north. We drop out of initiative, and the fair folk basically are like, all right, we saw that was Vul. We've lived in the same village with him for decades. You've shot him. So we're going to have to find out what's going on. You're obviously not evil creatures, but Vul's not radiating good either, right? And he says, no, that's right. So there's some friggin' in the riggin' in this face city. We're going to have to go back and talk to the chief. You guys are going to come with us, right?
Sure.
Sure.
Sure, why not?
All right.
I'll go.
Well, then the next time we play this, we will travel to the Sela village and find out who's who and what's what.
Sounds good.
All right.
Hey,
All
Les,
right.
can you stay after class?
I can.
Okay, please.
You bet. All right. I'm going to turn off the recorder. Thank you, everyone.